Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode of Good Society upon the Hexhamshire moors. Um, we are
Haversham is
here.
super Dickens.
It's very different place, Haversham. Um,
Yes.
yes, Hexhamshire moors. I don't know where my brain was for that moment, but we are going to go around. We're going to say who we are and who we're playing before I throw it over to our facilitator. I am Lindy, and I am playing Lady Violet Brastleton. She is noble and not of as good of health as she once was, but she's happy until she got a letter recently. But she's mostly happy. Oh, and
I,
also has a. Well, I'll wait because I want to see the look on Nugget's face when that pops up later.
I do
We
have a
also.
question
Yes,
that
yes.
I want each one of you to answer.
Oh, well, wonderful. What is
Because
this
I know you're
question?
introducing yourself, but you have to answer the question as well at the end of
Yes,
your intro.
I have to know what the question is.
Yes. Are you on his side or on her side?
Oh, that is a good question.
Are you on the
Um,
side of George the Fourth or in this side of Queen Caroline of Brunswick?
Hmm. I
Because everybody's
think.
talking about it, you know.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Part of me, not Lindy, wants to say Queen Caroline of Brunswick because she's a Welsh princess. She's a Princess of Wales. Is her official title. But I believe Lady Violet Brastleton would be on the king's side.
Oh,
Um, of this, as much as she likes Lady Caroline, I think her political move is to go with the king.
okay. I'm just noting. All right, go on.
Yes. But we also have
No,
Yutsai
no,
with
no, you
us.
weren't done. You said you had a surprise that you weren't going to say right now, but I wanted you to be
No,
able to finish tempting it.
But that was
'Cause-
it. I wanted to see the look on Nugget's face later. Now I was going to move on to Yutsai. Yutsai, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing all right. Hi, I'm Yutsai. I'll be playing Charles Way. Hedonist turned careerist, turned single father, turned runaway well, single father whose charge ran away. So that's how good that's going.
Oh yeah, that's another
Um,
surprise.
oh, did I spoil it? I'm so
No,
sorry.
no, no, no. I just love to see the look. I'm just watching her face. That's all. Keep going.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, as far as the question goes, Trooper, what if we don't know a lot about history?
Well, this is what you need to know. There's the king who is well known for being who just his father just died. He's
Mm-hmm.
now the king, and he's was well known to have cheated on his wife because he was actually married illegally.
Oh,
And
that's not good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And he drinks a lot and he cheats a lot, but he is the king. And
That's
then
like a king.
she, Caroline, is the queen, but they have not spent a lot of time together because he hates her, and talks smack about her. And he just drug her name through the mud recently by trying to get it so that she couldn't become queen. Um, but then everybody got mad about it. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of like so a lot of the people think that she is on their side, and a lot of the nobles don't like her. So there's like a bit of a aristocrat versus every person thing going on.
Right.
Think, if you might, Prince Charles and Lady Diana.
Okay.
If Charles were being even more an ass because he refuses to talk to her or let her in the house.
Okay. Well, in that case, I feel like given Charles' current place in life, he'd probably be on the queen's side. He has a young daughter. He understands. Like he
Hmm.
wants, while his ex-wife is very mean to him and he doesn't like her very much. He does want a better world for his daughter. So also
Rumor had
he
it that he was going mad.
Right, right. And also he's more he doesn't really claim that old money kind of
No,
adage.
no,
A lot of what he has now he's
yeah,
worked for.
yeah.
So he is kind of like more of the common man than the one of prestige and nobility.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When I hear prestige and nobility, I think of Nuggetosaurus. How are you?
That is like one of the best transitions I've gotten in a very long time. Thank you so much.
Well, I do try. Try is the key word.
They're always a treat. I love them. Um, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm playing Hattie Altringham, not Sedgwick anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what happened last week because weather hated me. So I'm very excited to see kind of what's going on and to talk about what's been going on with Hattie. Um, I think privately, Hattie is on the queen's side,
Yeah.
but publicly,
Mhm.
because she's
We're on the same
technically
page.
peerage.
Yeah.
Technically peerage, she's on the king's side.
We're like,
Mhm.
just to the time of us, we're like, go queen. But
Yeah.
politically,
But
it's a
any
bad
other
move
time.
to not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Can I just note it? Just
I love how
noting
we're
it.
on the same page. They were like, yeah, but we know how women are treated in society, so we should probably side with
Yeah.
the king.
Yeah.
Someone who may not give a flip about all these English politics is Wandering DM. Simon, how are you?
Hello, I'm Simon. I'm wondering. I'm doing a little better than last week, but I am still coughing, so I will still mute myself from time to time. I'm playing, of course. Wow, I don't even remember my name. I had too many. Lord Roland Brazelton,
Mhm.
newlywed, and do I say it?
If you want to.
Newlywed and father of a baby. Whose name is somewhere on that.
It's Justinian
paper.
Cassius Achilles Brazelton.
Nope, don't like that.
It's a boy.
He's a little baby boy.
Yep.
Little Justin.
And I, as Roland, actually, I am on the side of Joseph Ignace Guillotin, the inventor of, well, not the
Yep.
inventor of, but the person who proposed the guillotine
Yep.
being the capital
Yep.
punishment.
Mhm.
But I figure I probably can't say that out loud now that I'm an English lord.
Yeah,
Yes.
I look bad.
What date? What's the date of the game again?
Let's
I
see.
think we're in like May.
Well,
of-
we should. Napoleon died already, so
it's like, I think it was June. You said it was June.
Yes. Yes.
June of 1821.
Yes.
June of 1821. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So technically, I can still be on Caroline's side for
Mhm.
like a
bit
month
of
and a
time.
half.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
But you know, I try to avoid talking politics because it's just, you know, I'm a foreigner. It's not the same.
It's true.
Also, I don't like George.
Does anyone really? We just have to deal with it.
I've spent time in a country that hated his dad
Yeah.
Yeah.
and had the same name.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Look, there's a reason our child isn't named George something, you know. It's just...
no, that's it. It's yeah, no.
Also, classical names are super in.
They
Yeah.
are.
You know what's
They
a classic name? Trooper SJP, how are you?
That is
Facilitator
true.
for this game.
Prax, who is a classicist, knows that Trooper SJP is Latin. And if you ask her, she will not at all be scandalized by that. Yes, and I'm Trooper SJP, and I am your facilitator for today. And also, I've tied my cravat in a different knot than last time, which I'm very excited about. Today, I am sporting what is known as a waterfall or a mail coach cravat knot, just so you know. And I'm very excited about what's going to happen. Now, when we last left off, we were about to start our 4th cycle, if I recall correctly. However, there are some people who were being kidnapped by the weather, and they did not get to do their passage of time. And so we are going to note, because we haven't technically started the moment, I would like us to sort of zip back and find out how Hattie has fared in these last 5 years, is what I would like to do. Oh, actually, sorry, we do have to start with reputation, because you did not get to do your reputation phase, and so I would like you to do your reputation phase, if you do not mind.
Righty.
Yes. So, dearest Hattie,
Yes.
let us look upon your reputation criteria for who you are peerage.
Mhm.
So let me ask if any of these things came to pass. Positive. Did you, and remember, this is when you went off to go and find your husband,
Right.
who had been injured in that riot. So gain a positive tag if you acted in the service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires, acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so, or made a sacrifice or denied your desires to uphold the superiority of your rank.
Well, so she went to her husband like she was supposed to, but she really wanted to be at that trial.
Yeah.
Like she paid to have a lawyer there. So I'd say that's a yes for that one.
Okay. So which tag do you think you would have for that?
Um,
And I will note that'll be 3 positive tags,
yes.
which
My
will
first.
which will then trigger one of your reputation conditions.
Yes. Okay. So positive tag. I want to say loyal, but that's not quite right. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with loyal.
Oh, I have an option for you.
Okay.
What about brave?
Yeah, that could work because I mean riots.
There were riots and you went. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
That I feel like that could be a nice new tag for you.
Yeah, I will go with brave then.
In which case, let me ask you,
Mhm.
since you can now trigger a positive reputation condition as the cornerstone, you may choose either head of the household or familial guidance. So head of the household says you are considered by society to speak for your family. Anyone wishing to deal with your family or arrange marriage comes to you first. Or familial guidance. Your family members seek your advice on all important matters, and if it appears reasonable, will attempt to follow it.
I'm gonna go with that one. That one's much more in line with what Hattie's got going on right now.
Very nice. All right. Familial guidance it is. Mark that down. But speaking of, let me ask about negative conditions because I want to. Please tell me if you acted in contravention of society's conventions, acted on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality, or allowed others of lesser rank to talk down to you or treat you as an inferior.
Not that I can remember. I don't remember anything like that happening.
Let me see. Do I remember anything like that in that madness? Oh, well, you did go and meet with Roland in his prison cell, did you not?
I did.
Without a chaperone.
I did do that. That is a thing that happened.
I remember that happening. Do you want to
Yes.
speak on that?
Um,
That seemed to be in contravention of society's conventions to me.
definitely, yeah, definitely in contravention of society's conventions because she was trying to help specifically Violet, not Roland, just Violet. So yeah, I'd say that's definitely one there.
You know, I was just thinking as a possibility. So what tag do you think that would get you?
Let's see. I have brazen and disrespectful.
See a theme.
Which, yeah. Um, unruly.
Ooh, yes. I like it. But this also triggers a negative reputation condition.
Yep.
Yes, it does. So let me ask you, which one of these would you prefer? Unwanted presence, your family members reject your advice, support, and affection, or bad example. A family member follows your poor example and throws care for their reputation to the wind.
I'm gonna go with bad example because I had that one before as well. I'm gonna just keep that ball rolling.
Do it. Yes. Now, I'm going to just note extended family. This would be your husband, your children, also Charles, are all technically your family. Functionally your family.
And
There
Papa
are other
Chumley.
people. And, well, Papa Chumley's dead.
Oh, yes. So dead.
So dead. And there may be other family members that may show up because that is how these things work. And yes, I believe that would be your reputation. Make sure you fill it in on the sheet.
Yes.
So, you now have the moment. We're passing 5 years, in which time Violet is in a coma because she was stabbed, not through the heart, but close to it, with a stake. So she was very ill, got married, gave birth to a small boy. Jennifer Chumley went missing, ran away, after her mother tried to take her away from Papa. There's a lot of unhappiness about this. Let's see. Large unrest. Roland is doing his best to be a good husband. Charles has been working with the business, has been making like deals, has been making moves. Not money moves like Cardi B, but adopting young Samuel. And there was discussion about having Jennifer be adopted by Violet, but Jennifer ran away. That Jennifer might be, because it's supposed to inherit along matrilineal lines, but if there's not a girl child, well, that's going to throw inheritance all into problems, won't it? Into problems. Into problems.
Is Jenny still missing?
Yes, she is.
Even at the end of our 5-year period?
Yes.
She's been gone for a few years.
Yeah. Also, nobody knows, but I will tell you. Everybody knows outside of character. She ran off with Anselm. You know, the troublemaker. You know, the one who's always in disguise and lurking, and also does a lot of criminal type of things. So they ran off.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you have 2 scenes, one scene and one vignette, to sort of discuss your passage of time. And you may have a weather interlude, have a scene or vignette about a rumor coming true. And the rumors that can come true have to be spread unless it's a fortune, in which case it doesn't have to be spread.
Okay.
Or you can have a scene or vignette about your character's inner conflict, or you may pay a resolve token or one of your rotation tags to have a scene or vignette about something else of your choosing.
Okay. I think my first one will be a weather interlude.
Set the scene for us.
Yes, absolutely.
When and where are we?
So we are in I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the town that my husband
Bardon's
was.
Mill. Oh no, up
not
there.
Ours.
Yes. Oh, by the way, one of the reasons why Roland is being tapped to go and be an officer is because your husband's not really
able
up for it anymore.
Yeah.
You know. Yes. Let me get. I'm looking for. It was 1816 is where we were at before. We were looking at the Little Port and Ely riots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we are it's a year or two after the riots. We see um it's a bright afternoon, very sunny, very probably sometime in the summer. Um we see a kind of ramshackled building. Looks like it's in a lot of disrepair, hasn't really been taken care of. Inside, it opens up into like a big main hall, and there is a large group of children seated around like a rocking chair that Hattie is currently sitting in and reading a children's tale, a little like short story kind of thing to the kids, keeping them entertained. And we kind of like pan away from that, and we see in one of the back rooms there are several of Hattie's servants that are putting new mattresses and linens and things like that on the beds, getting new sets of clothing for the kids, getting supplies, food, things like that for the kitchens, just kind of doing her part to help these kids because I mean she saw some pretty wild stuff when those riots happened, and since then she has been visiting this specific orphanage and others around the city, but mainly this one because it's closest to where her husband was staying. Just giving back in the best way that she can, that she knows how. They have more money than they know what to do with, and Leslie is in agreement, and they decided that any excess money that they had that they could spare, they would give back where they could. So that is
interesting.
That is what she is doing.
There. But what is the weather?
Oh, it's bright, sunny day, clear sky. Nice. Like I said, middle of summer, you hear, even though it's a city, you hear birds, you hear, like streetcars or street carriages rattling outside kind of thing. Very hustling and bustling, but very, very bright, very optimistic, very happy.
Nice. And now, what is your second passage of time?
For my second, so the rumor has to be spread in order
unless
to
it's
use
a fortune, in which
Okay.
case it doesn't have to be spread.
Okay. Has Charles done anything with the company while I was gone?
He's been very, very busy. It's very exciting that he's got a friend coming to town that's going to cause some shenanigans.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's going to cause shenanigans.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Yep.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, I'm not ready for that.
No, you're not. None of us
you're
are.
not.
Jesus. If a rumor is crossed out, we can't use it, right?
That means it has already been used.
Okay.
Yes. Or it has faded away.
Okay. I am going to use the fortune. Hattie will be okay with relinquishing the business if Charles wants it.
Oh.
So
this will be a scene,
would.
Yes.
Yes. It's probably not long after she starts giving back to the city and the kids and things like that. And she would probably reach out to Charles and ask, if he's got some time to sit down and talk business.
Of course, sister. Anything for you?
It's appreciated. Perhaps we can sit down for breakfast or tea time or something like that and discuss specifically the business. I don't want to have a hand in the business anymore.
Really? What brought you to that conclusion, sister?
as you know, Leslie was a part of those riots. And while I was there, when I went to go see him, when we were in Paris, we saw all kinds of things. But it was detached in a way. It was Paris. It wasn't home. Seeing that level of, I don't even know the word for it, just seeing that so close to home, I don't feel right making money for myself anymore. Leslie has more money than I need, and any money that I have, I mean, I would like it to go somewhere that it's needed. It doesn't need to sit in a bank somewhere for me, especially not when there are children and people who have nothing. My stipulation is I would still like to have minor part ownership of the company. But I would like all the money to go into a trust that is specific.
Trust.
Yes, that is specific for altruistic needs, donations, helping those less fortunate, things like that. That would be my one condition on relinquishing my part in the company.
It's been a long time since Charles was just like a fledgling, like how do I fill out these forms, and
Right.
what do you mean after writing cursive?
Yeah.
And now he's much better hand after Hattie's tutelage and training. So like if Hattie leaves, he's not going to like drive it into the ground per se. But
right.
Hearing your request and your ideas, he nods. Well, Hattie, business is business, and this is, in my mind, was your business, and you just let me be a part of it. I'll get the papers ready.
It's appreciated. I think a large part of it has to do with, I want to say our, but he wasn't technically your father. I, as grateful as I am for the things that I learned while running the business, I don't want to end up like him. I want to leave this world with people having been better for me being here. And if my money can do that for children, anyone who needs it, I would like to do everything in my power to do that.
I think Jenny would agree if she were here.
No word on her?
No. Rumors, of course. Rumors. There's always rumors, but
Of course.
Halfway up the coast, off in America, just knowing her, honestly, I would not be surprised if she were in America currently.
Honestly, neither would I, but
I just hope she's safe.
Yes, as do I. We'll keep looking.
Of course. Stiff upper lip and all that.
And all that. And I think that's it. I think they have their breakfast or tea or whatever, and then get the papers all signed, and Hattie has her hands off.
Which brings us to Hattie's upkeep.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think we have done this for you. I don't think we have. Your age. Oh no, it looks like we have done. We have increased your age.
We did your age, but that's it.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you need to replace any of your desires? Have you achieved either your short or your long-term desire?
You know what? I totally forgot that those were things that we were doing.
They're totally things that you're doing.
with it without pulling it out? Okay, I need to pull it out.
That's okay because we're not peeking.
Okay. Other. Okay, I did not meet that one, so we're gonna pick that one up, and then the other one. I mean, this one kind of, but not really.
It is still on the table.
Yeah, I think this
Okay.
one's also still on the table.
Fair. You may, if you wish, spend fortune points. And with your fortune point, you can spend a point to change a character role or a family background, or you can create a new connection or change a connection's fortune, or you can establish a relationship with a pre-existing connection.
Okay.
Before you do anything, I suppose I should say what people might want to share what they have spent their fortune points on. For this round.
I made a connection. It's my baby boy, little Justinian Cassius Achilles Brestleton.
Oh, little baby.
It's just a little baby.
Hello, baby. And I believe Roland had some points to spend.
I spent mine to become new money.
Mm-hmm. And
Very nice.
also Charles spent some points.
Yes, I spent 1 to adopt Samuel,
Mm-hmm.
which makes him technically Jennifer's brother, which is fun.
Yes.
I also created a business connection named
Yes.
Rekha Chandra from India,
Yes.
who
I like
who is, I believe, a very young widow who
Yes.
was essentially studying beside me under your tutelage, Hattie, and other people like trying to teach us both how to be business people.
Yes.
And she's coming to visit.
She's coming to visit. She
Oh, no.
does not know that you are all chumleys, though.
She wants to take the Chumleys down.
She does. She wants to take the chumleys down. But she does not
Okay.
know that you all are chumleys because none of you use the last name Chumley.
She's
So-
gonna
We
get
don't.
to town and they're gonna be like the Chumley estate, which there are no
The
Chumleys.
what? Can I
Yes.
Can I use a fortune point to like create a charity?
Oh. Here's what I would say. Use a fortune point to create a connection, and that connection is
Runs
the
the
head,
charity.
is like the charity manager type.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
I will do that then.
But now you have to tell us about who it is.
Oh dear God, I don't know. So it's definitely somebody in London.
Nice. Oh, good. That'll be convenient.
Oh. Okay.
Great. It would have to be somebody who has a background in charity work.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think about this.
Hold on, let's see. Let's see. I wonder if I can do a quick lookup of something for trouble.
Oh, I bet you could.
I might be able to.
It's like Trouble's your middle name.
It might be. No, you're not exciting. Not exciting. Not exciting. Who is this? Who is this? Maybe it looks like there's very little information on this person, which is great. I am going to offer you that this person who's running this maybe is.
It's not Anselm with a different hat, is it?
It is. It's Anselm with a different hat. No, I was thinking Amelia.
Okay. I do enjoy that name.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Um,
I enjoy that name. I don't enjoy your reaction.
really?
Kind of devious, and I love it.
Is
Um,
it? Perhaps.
oh, jeez.
Yes, a young Amelia is who I would imagine it being. Uh oh, oh, this is perfect. Perfect. Yes. Yes. Her name is Amelia. Yes.
Amelia, yes. Very, very nice.
Mhm. And she is uh late 40s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Quite she is a hard-working, let's say a very hard-working woman who is quite dedicated to charity. Um, let's say that she is just like an everyday sort of average woman, except that she's got very good manners.
Okay.
She's got impeccable manners, but she is no one important, obviously. I don't know why we're making that face, Lindy. I don't know why you're making that face.
What face?
That face.
I don't know what face I was making. I was just like,
Sure. And she may be just a tad mysterious about her background.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've played games with you before.
Have you? I feel like you've never played games with me at all. I don't even know what that's about. I've never even met you, so I don't even know what you're saying.
Oh dear.
That's all. Oh dear. Yes, and she is she's like a good hard-working woman who seems to have a little bit of a mysterious past, in that she is, as far as you know, like a middle-class woman, except that her manners are a little bit too perfect.
Okay.
Very good head on her shoulders for business.
Good. Perfect.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, we'll just call her, and we'll say her last name is Brown. Don't laugh, Lindy. Or love it.
That's what I do. I
know.
laugh and I love and then I Lindy.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Yes, her name is Amelia Brown, who's running your.
Such a lowbrow middle class name.
That is exactly correct. And just make sure you put it in the sheet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Would you like to spend any more fortune points for anything?
No, I think that's it.
Excellent. This was a question we had to have. We could not do until this moment. I would like you all to review which connection characters you're playing. Does everyone have one? Do we need to redistribute any?
Question, is mine still alive?
Yes.
Did he die while I was gone?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, go ahead.
Thank you. Mine ran off with my daughter, so.
Yes, yours did run off with your daughter.
And I'm your daughter. We could have a side scene with just the two of us.
The Adventures of Jenny and Anselm.
We could.
Now, you two still do exist, but you both may take another connection character if you like.
Ooh.
So you have
one
someone
connection character? That would be fun.
in the thick of it if you need.
Ooh, into the thick of it.
Mm-hmm. Simon, you've got Inspector Gridley, and I think you have also
Samuel Crafton.
You have Samuel. Nugget
has two dead guys.
Two dead guys. Who's
and Jills.
And Jills.
Yes.
Old Jills.
Oh yes, I love him. And I love how you play him. So what about you two? I want to give you two another connection character apiece. while you are while your other two are gallivanting about.
Hmm.
I believe we have them all on there at the moment.
I'm just looking at all of the wonderful, beautiful options. So many.
Sorry, they're all very, very good.
They are all quite good.
And I do like them.
Don't want to play any of
Who's-
my characters.
Who's Gregory Wimbledon again?
You cannot play your own, by the way.
The lawyer.
Is the lawyer. Gregory Wimbledon is
lawyer.
the lawyer.
You know, I liked being the lawyer. I don't know if he's in the thick of it enough, though.
Oh, well, you'll all be going to London.
Wait,
Will
Gregory Wimbledon is the lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Isn't that the guy who invented tennis? Because Wimbledon? No? Okay. never mind.
Multi-talented
I got it.
individual.
I
And
got your
also,
joke.
yeah,
Yes.
I got it.
I used to play
I'll
tennis.
see
I've actually
myself
played
out.
tennis for like 7 years.
So would you like to be our lawyer?
You know, I'll be the lawyer.
Yes,
I
all right.
had fun with him during the trial, dissing some old French
Yes.
dudes. Going, why don't we drink about this and talk? I mean, talk about this and drink.
Add Lord Gregory to your sheet.
Sure. He was fun. I liked Lord Gregory Wimbledon.
Charles, Yutsai, what about you?
I had voice notes for him.
Did you say someone already had Samuel and Oscar? I'm not sure who Samuel and Oscar are too.
Sam and Oscar are the twins, or your
Yeah.
sister's twins.
Oh, it says
And-
they're 5. That would probably be a good clue.
Oh.
And
So
no
then
one
they're
has them yet.
probably they're 10
They're probably 10 now.
then.
No,
Yeah.
I think they're 5 now. Because didn't you have them in 1816? Oh no, you had them in between,
No.
didn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. I had
Yes,
them
yes.
during the first time jump, so they'd be
10?
9
9, 10?
9, 10?
9 or
yeah.
10. We'll just do 10 because that's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, go ahead. Do that.
Aw.
So, 2 little 10-year-old twins. Mhm,
Adorable.
mhm. Adorable. Yutsai, would you like to be the twins?
Don't want to be my sister's kids.
Ask you.
How can I imperil myself as quickly as possible?
Yes.
Wait, I'd be both kids?
You can be one,
All right.
whichever one you prefer.
Samuel
Uh,
is the older one,
Mhm.
and then Oscar is younger and he's a little sickly.
Yes.
Gotcha. Sure, I'll be Samuel.
Nice. I love that we have 2 Samuels. All right.
Classic names.
Now, if I remember correctly, you have had your monologue when you were here. Did you not?
Yes.
Okay. And then that means let me ask you about your inner conflicts. During the dramatics around the trial and your husband, did you advance your inner conflict in any way? Which is
Based off
vindictive
of the-
versus our
Based off the
promise.
questions. Okay.
Did you take action in pursuit of either vindictiveness or forgivingness?
I feel like with degree of reputation went against your conscience for this action in pursuit of this, so it's destroyed a chance of successfully pursuing the other. I feel like I with the you degraded your reputation or went against your conscience for this, going in and hiring a lawyer for
I was going to
Roland
suggest that if you
Yeah.
didn't come up with that one. Yeah.
is definitely a big one because she hates Roland. Like
Yeah.
and
Yep.
like just having to do that and then taking the hit to her reputation,
Yeah.
I would say yes. That's a yes for that one.
For forgiving?
For forgiving,
Mhm.
yes.
Oh, I hate you so much. I'm going to get you a lawyer. That's how vindictive I am.
Mhm, mhm.
Jeez, no. I think that's it.
Okay.
I wasn't
Um,
very vindictive during that cycle.
My question for you is, do you think that your actions in pursuit of forgiveness destroyed your chance of pursuing vindictiveness?
You know what? I'm gonna say yeah because of my conversation with my dad. That with Ghost Dad, because that
Yeah.
whole conversation
Yeah.
essentially was that
Yeah.
last push for how to
Yeah.
be like, nah, fuck, I'm not gonna be like you.
Okay, give that a check there.
Mhm.
I will ask you, did you hurt or push away someone important to you for forgiveness?
I don't think so.
So, like, not your dad?
Well, I mean, he's not
That
really
would that
important
would
to
say
me.
that would imply he's important to her,
he's
Trooper.
not-
He is her dad.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he is kind of important because he's been like a big catalyst for all of this. Well, shit, then yeah, I think so.
You have completed your inner conflict of vindictiveness versus forgivingness.
Okay.
You may clear that inner conflict, and please take 2 fortune tokens.
Oh.
You used 1, so I think you're at max.
Yeah.
Now, you have to think of your next inner conflict.
Okay.
Thinking about where you're at now, what do you think would be where you are at this moment in time in 1821? What would be your main inner conflict?
I think for her it would be a balance between how far she wants to go with her charity work versus how she wants that to affect her family
Yeah.
and like future generations kind of thing.
Yeah. So charity versus family?
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. I'll do that then.
All right. Which gives you the last thing before we can go forward, which is your epistolary.
Mhm.
You have 2 options. You may write a letter, write a journal entry, describe a dream or a nightmare, or have a weather interlude, and you get to do that twice.
Oh Lord, okay. I have to think about so many things.
It's all you.
We're
I
just
hate it.
speed running you through.
Yeah.
We gotta get you to
It's
1821.
interesting seeing one person just
Yeah.
speedrun this in
Yeah.
comparison to like breaking it up. Whew, I don't
Yeah.
envy you.
Yeah, it's
You know where to hide.
ugh. Okay. I will start with a nightmare.
Ooh, we had some nightmares last time
We
too.
did.
Oh.
Both me and Roland had nightmares. It was very exciting.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go back and watch those. So the dream, it starts off as a dream, right? She is in her house. The boys are visiting friends. They're not there. It's just kind of her. The house is very quiet. She is in the drawing room where she met with Violet, just kind of sitting and reading, and she hears this like knocking inside the walls. So she, gets up and goes over and just kind of like puts her ear to the wall and listens, and just it starts very faint in the background, just that very small hum of like a heartbeat. As she like realizes this, she kind of steps away and is staring at the wall and notices as it kind of starts to warp and twist and rip in the middle and like pull open to this massive black portal. And that heartbeat gets louder, not faster, just louder. Despite her better judgment in her dream, she goes into the portal and finds herself in the Chumley estate. That heartbeat's still there, slowly growing louder and louder. And she tries to follow it. So she starts walking the halls, seeing her childhood home as, hey, the walls are moving again. They start twisting and contorting. Don't open up like the last one, but kind of twisting and contorting. Can you not, ma'am? She finally makes it to her father's study. And at this point, that heartbeat is so loud, like it might burst your eardrums, kind of thing. and she reaches out and opens the door, and it goes silent. And standing there in front of the desk is her father. And his back is to her. She kind of is, she's a little frozen in the doorway for a while. And it's like that weird time distortion in dreams where you feel like you've been there for an eternity, but it's really only a second, you know?
Mhm.
And he slowly turns around and he has no face. There's nothing there. And he just points at her. And I don't know how, because like he's got no face, but she hears, can you, ma'am? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. He turns
Your
around.
father turns to you, no face.
Turns around, no face. And she hears, "What have you done? You've ruined everything. You will be nothing." And then she snaps awake.
First off, I'm a little weirded out that you've read my mind so clearly.
Oh.
That's all. You get one more.
Oh shit. I do. Okay, so then the second one, it's what, like a journal entry or
Letter, journal entry, weather interlude.
weather interlude. Okay. I think we'll do another weather interlude because those seem to be my favorite.
Hey, this is a moody space. This is the time for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not long after she has that dream.
Mhm.
She is out in the greenhouse of the Aldringham estate. It's overcast and raining, as it always is in England. Kind of one of those gentle, thunderstorms that just like, it's got that sense of peace, but also like it could turn really bad at any second. And she's out in the greenhouse just doing some tending to the flowers and roses and things out there. No vegetables, because who grows vegetables in a greenhouse?
Peasants.
It's all yeah, exactly. And she hears a like a cry of pain from outside. And she very quickly, takes off her gardening gloves and goes outside and sees Samuel and Oscar in like just a section of the backyard that they typically play in. And there's this big, massive tree. And she sees Samuel up in the tree and Oscar on the ground. And she rushes over, and it looks like Oscar has broken his leg. So, kind of very frantically, she's like, "Get down from that tree, go into the house, have one of the servants go get the doctor," yet just, kind of snapping orders at her eldest son, who is supposed to watch out for her, his brother, kind of thing. And she I don't think, being married to Leslie, she would know better than to move someone with a broken bone.
Yes. And I think also all the experiences you've had in Littleford.
Yeah, that's true. So she just kind of sits with him and, tries to keep him calm as he's sobbing his eyes out because he just broke his leg and the poor guy's in pain.
Yeah.
And it's just, it starts to storm a little bit harder. And she probably should have asked Samuel to have somebody bring out like an umbrella or something, but didn't. And they both get absolutely soaked, and then they're both sick for like the next month because they get one of those really nasty kind of like chest colds kind of thing. Yeah. And that's the scene.
All right. We are going to start the first half of this novel chapter with visitations, because I know you all have shenanigans to get up to. And we'll have an event for the second half, and I know what it is.
Oh, very
already.
Exciting. Wonderful.
Oh, yes, and I wouldn't be worried about it at all. So no, No,
Okay.
no. Would someone like to declare um, a scene, a visitation, or would you, I can always go first if you don't want to. But as people noted last episode, when I go first, it's always bad,
It is.
which I
We
feel like
do
is
know
just
that it's always bad when you go first.
weird. It seems so unfair.
I do think I know of one scene that people do want, but it doesn't involve any of my characters.
Oh.
I was muted. There's a scene that I want, but it's not something that Roland would initiate. Like
Doesn't matter.
Simon. Oh, okay. So we could have a scene, where Violet has to announce,
Yes.
the
Yes.
news.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
So you would like a scene between Roland and Violet where she has to tell him.
Yeah,
the
that was
news.
gonna be my scene with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured.
I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
oh.
if you wanted to pretend to be Lord Chumley first,
Oh.
with Reika's visit, or if
There's that. Oh, yeah, but
is that
yeah, I'm like the passive in all of these
No.
scenes, as in like it's not my decision to start them,
Well, then I will.
Roland.
and I don't want to force any of you.
Then I will start. You don't have to force me. I'm willing. But I will start my visitation then with my dear husband, Lord Roland Brastleton.
I will just note
Yes.
I like the sound of that.
Edmund Gills as the High Sheriff will probably be the one to, come to get Roland at
Yes.
some point.
Yes.
He can try.
Yes, please, set the scene, dearest Lindy, since after all, this is now yours.
Yes, this is my scene now.
I'm the captain now.
Ran, like I stole it. I think that the scene would be at the end of dinner. I think it would be, because she doesn't want to interrupt like really nice time, or at like the beginning of the day to ruin the day. So I think it's after the end. Like she's had this letter all day, and she hasn't known how to bring it up. But I think maybe during dinner or like at the end of dinner, we've just finished dessert. We're having after dinner drinks because you had to have alcohol after dinner. That's just what was done.
And also before dinner, and also
Yes.
multiple times during
Yes.
dinner.
Yeah, after
For
dinner
each course.
cordials. We're an after dinner cordials phase of dinner.
Yes. People drank a lot, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I did. I sure did.
I mean, what else would you do in that like perpetually gray and rainy country? Like,
There's no television. You know what I mean?
There is no
that's just
television. Yes, I'm not gonna go off on a side tangent about that. So I think we're having dinner, and maybe like the topic of the riots comes up because that is very prevalent.
Yes.
Rumors in town are probably going around it, and glad it
But
would.
such a thing wouldn't happen in Bardon Mill.
No, not Bardon's Mill.
No,
Not
because
in Bardon Mill. No.
you keep control of things.
Yes. I think she just not knowing how to broach it, just flustered and just gonna go, darling, I have some I've received there's a letter.
something's a matter, my love.
Yes. But no, yeah, she just hands it over to you. She doesn't know how else to try to break it, to ease him into it. There's no easing into this. It's just unpleasant.
He'll grab it.
She'll just hand it.
Is it still in the envelope that it came in? Like
Yes.
with the name of the sender and
Yep.
Okay. Who is it from again? Lord
The
Lord-
Duke.
Yes, the
Oh, the
Duke. Percy the Third, Duke of Northumberland.
And also Lord Lieutenant.
Yes.
Lord Lieutenant of Northumberland.
Yes.
As well. Hugh Percy. Mhm.
Lord Lieutenant, but there are no F's in that word. Should I be worried? Am I going to jail again?
No, not jail. It's A bit
Not
better than
jail.
that.
Violet, what is going on? And as he says that, like he'll pull the letter out of the envelope.
She's definitely
Unfolds
biting
it.
her nails.
Oh,
Yes, as we're bringing up the militia, and as the Countess of Hexhamshire, you are, of course, were you a man, you would be tasked to serve as an officer in our regiments, but such is not ladylike behavior. However, we are pleased to note that you have a husband, whereas the eligible nobles, nobility from Hexhamshire, Lord Gills already Lord High Sheriff and cannot serve, and Lord Altringham, due to his previous injuries, is also not able to serve as.
So that's the three nobles in town.
So, surely your husband, after that sort of unfortunate business and his rumors of his reputation, would surely be happy to serve as an officer in the regiments, as there is much social unrest in the area, and we need good men to lead regiments, and I'm certain your husband is a good man. And as the Lord Lieutenant, I'm sure, does not escape your notice that I do not have to ask politely, although I do. And I'm certain that you would not deny me. Yours, etc., etc.
Very long title,
Well.
very long title, very long title.
Yes, you
Signature.
Hugh Percy, Duke of Northumberland, Baron of Warkworth, Baron of Stanwick, Lord Lieutenant of Northumberland.
I keep
Yes.
unfurling like the letter for all of the like titles.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to read all the titles.
He certainly seems so full of himself.
But yes, he's the Duke of Northumberland.
The letter says officer.
Yes.
Does that mean I won't need to fight?
Well,
I am not very well versed in
no. It
these
would
kinds
mean
of
you're not
things.
infantry. But you would have to guide people and lead people and possibly tactics.
But I am no tactician.
I know.
I'm an actor. Like, what does he expect me to be?
I don't know.
I mean, I can entertain the troops, but I can't
That's not what he's
lead.
asking.
I know he's asking me to die on the battlefield fighting a 13-year-old with a pitchfork.
Definitely not what I wish. But I don't know what other choice we would have.
He's going to be good on horseback. If he does it, may I ask, has Roland participated? Well, actually, I'm going to have to ask multiple questions.
Is
Well, you know
Roland
what?
a good rider?
I'm not going to ask at the moment.
You know he
It'll
is.
Yes.
probably be a.
Yes,
It'll probably
is the
be
answer to
a.
that one.
It'll probably be a resolve token later. Go on.
I mean, you can even ask Charles.
Scandal.
You had other questions about Roland's
Oh, I'll ask later.
abilities? Oh, okay.
I'll ask later.
Great with his hands. Not many battlefield tactics though.
I figure we cannot possibly say no.
It would not bode well for us too. My father had many books on the topic, but that can only teach one so much. Perhaps we could set up a meeting with Lord Altringham. I don't know how much you could learn beforehand, but I don't know what else to do.
Well, looking at this, the way I see it is, if I show up and I have no experience whatsoever, they'll be forced to send me back here, no?
You would more likely be doing the men serving underneath you.
Hmm. And I
You-
suppose faking my death a second time is a little too much to ask.
I mean, if you did fake it a second time, I'd appreciate a heads up on the matter, but it might seem a bit convenient considering the timing.
Yes, and then you'd be forced to remarry some old asshole, and I'd be forced to kill him accidentally, allegedly.
I don't know if we could do that whole trial escapade a second time. I mean, I barely survived the first one.
I know when there's just so many NPCs that Nugget can play and then die. I mean, I just.
I hate.
Does he not
asking
know
the
that I am
secret.
not from this country?
I'm sure he has an idea if he's heard about the rumors. Sure, he has a fairly decent idea, but just thinking back to things, and it's just like nobility.
Mm-hmm.
Here, certain expectations are to be put upon, and well, considering certain reputations, I wouldn't put it above some people or past some people who might want you out of the way.
This position. And as Roland says that, he's just going to like pace about the dining room and look at the estate, look out the window at the grounds, and
It's probably
it comes with
beautiful
a-
outside. It's summer. I mean, it's full bloom.
oh, of course.
Yeah.
This position, it comes with a stipend, yes? How do you say
Yes.
that? A pay.
Yes, a stipend, yes.
Yes.
I will note that it's not going to be enough to cover your uniforms, which you must buy yourself, which are very expensive because you're an officer. But that's okay. Your wife has money.
Yeah.
But I'll still be paid.
Mm-hmm. And you'll get a
And-
title.
You know,
Roland doesn't
has
know
the
how much.
Have the uniforms changed since my dad had a uniform?
Does your father and your husband have that same build?
Well, there's this thing that was very, very frequently done in this era called alterations and tailoring.
Yeah.
Things were often built with much seam allowance because you only wanted
Yes.
to buy something once.
I will note that second-hand uniforms for a noble is somewhat embarrassing.
Only if they know it's secondhand.
They'll go after
There's
the
like
tailor.
there's like a bullet hole in it.
He'll need more than one uniform, to be fair, though. He could have
Yes,
a
yes.
shiny new one and then
Yes.
a tailored.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have to buy one uniform, and then the other we can have my father's old uniform tailored to fit you.
Okay. I'm just looking at something. It doesn't state which rank I would be assigned, right?
That is correct.
No. But it would be officer.
Yes, it would. Because
Hmm.
you buy, basically,
You
only
buy
nobles get to be
rank.
officers. That's how that works. Because it's not a meritocracy, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, and
Yes.
there's lesser ranks of nobility out there, so you wouldn't be the bottom. You wouldn't be at the top, but you wouldn't be at the bottom.
Mhm.
No, it's just I'm
You-
looking at all the officers. I have a list here of all the officer ranks in
nice.
1815.
Yep.
So I figure I'm not like paymaster, adjutant, quartermaster, surgeon. It's like lieutenant and above.
No
Yeah.
idea how tempted I was to not tell you about this and say, I need to go visit a distant relative and then dress up as a man and go do it myself.
I would not have let you do that, Violet. As much as it is kind of a turn on to see a woman in uniform, this is a very risky thing. And you have been sick like a dog ever since you got stabbed.
Which is why I told you about it in the first place.
Yes, and I will take responsibility if
Just
If prison told me anything, is that I have to take responsibility,
Mhm.
and also that oh my god, it's per diem. Holy shit! Give me 2 seconds.
Mhm.
it's per day
Mhm.
then. Oh,
And if with enough money, you get to buy your ranks. It's good.
I mean, I'm just looking at a like lieutenant
Hmm?
of like infantry.
Mhm. Mhm.
In today's money, it's $525 to £525 a day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, those officers though.
Yep. They're probably going to want you to be like a cavalry officer or an
That's
interrupter.
even
One of those
better.
two. One of those two, probably.
Yeah.
um,
Well, I'll get the uniforms
I'm just
ordered and tailored. I just reaches
I-
out for his hand as he makes a pass because you're pacing along. I just
yeah. I'll grab it.
request
I'll
that
spin about.
you read some books, talk to Leslie, perhaps practice riding some of the horses. I imagine we definitely have horses. I mean, come on. Just I want you to come back. I need you to come back.
You know, I've swung a sword before.
On stage.
No, in Africa.
Oh! Why have you
I
not
mean-
told me this story?
There are many things that happened in Africa. I just
starting
don't
to
think they
reassure
were-
me just a little bit.
I mean, I slept rough on the ground. I ate very little. I had to eat bugs at one point. That was disgusting. And then just a free monologue, just as he says that, in his mind, it's just, but not as disgusting as British food.
Oh.
And she's thinking, but you eat snails in France.
I'm just for the record, everybody has their monologue tokens. We've all
Yes.
refreshed. Go on.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but if you dip bugs in enough garlic,
If you dip anything in
works.
enough garlic, I mean, let's be
That's it.
honest.
it just tastes like garlic. No, but I've swung a machete to clear out paths. I mean, the vines didn't really fight back, but
I'll set up some. We have some clay pigeons that could be shot at. We've got I'll
yes,
message
I
the Lord,
I figure.
Lord Altringham. Perhaps he could give you some words of advice as well. Get your measurements taken, and I'll pull
Yeah,
out some
I've
books.
never shot anything before. I mean, I've
Oh.
shot my shot, but I've never.
I imagine that
A
Violet
musket.
probably has, since
A
like
rifle.
the whole clay pigeon rifle shooting was quite a thing.
Okay, you know what? This is probably a boon in disguise.
Show you how to use a rifle.
I am sure that maybe I come back and with the pay we can build a playground for little Justinian. He would like that, wouldn't he?
I'm sure he would once he can do more than hold his head upright, crawl a bit.
I figure I won't be gone for just 2 weeks.
No, would hope though, since it is a local strife, that it wouldn't be more than several months to a year.
And then by that time, he'll be able to sit on a rocking horse.
Yes. Not to get him a tiny cavalry horse.
Well, this, and he shakes the letter. I think this is no different than a hole. I just need to prepare. That is all.
I will help you prepare as best as I can.
It's just if I failed, instead of being booed off the stage, I'm murdered. But
Oh. We'll prepare you enough to make sure that doesn't happen.
yes, I will be the best fake officer that the British Army ever had.
Don't say it fake out loud. demoralize the troops.
They won't know that I'm fake. I mean, have you seen me on stage?
I have. You're quite magnificent. In many
People
places.
truly believed. That's just the cordial speaking.
Hmm, I think that is lovely. Who is next?
I should give
And
it some enough
remember,
time
it can
to think of
always
another
be
one.
me.
And
I think Hattie will have I think she's gonna write a letter to her sister, who's currently in France with her husband.
Mhm.
And it's very simple. She hold on, I forgot my sister's name. And I don't think she's on my sheet anymore. I think we
we nixed her. We were like, she's back in France.
She's
Nyah.
gone.
yeah, she's gone. So I just say dear sister. Or dearest sister. There we go.
By the way, since it's the letter, that means I get to make this scene continue on.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna ask a question about Charles pretty soon. Go on.
Okay. Dearest sister, it's been quite some time since I've written to you, and things have certainly gone awry in England. I don't quite know how to tell you this other than to bluntly state it, but Charles isn't exactly our brother. He happens to be someone else's son who's very close to us, but, well, not really. There's like, there's like, yeah, an ink blot, like where she's trying to figure out what the hell she's trying to say here. Close in proximity, not in bond, I suppose. I do hope France is treating you well. The boys are doing fantastic. They do talk about you often and wish that, you would visit some more. How are things there? How are the children? Please do, let me know when you might be able to come visit sometime soon. I do miss you dearly.
You hear this knocking sound in the walls as you're writing your letter.
She picks up all of her stuff, like her ink and quill and papers, and she leaves. She goes outside into like the garden. Yeah, and she immediately, the second she hears it, is gone. Not anywhere near that knocking sound.
Charles, I did promise I had a question for you. Where are you at this moment?
On the loo. No. It could be anywhere.
Yes.
I'm
Are you
probably
at
doing
home?
business stuff. I'm in my office, looking over trade proposals, and also have a stack of papers with Hattie's signature that she'd signed that I'm being ready to file and submit so we can get that trust fund she wants up and running.
You smell a strange smell in the house. Like coming from the walls. Sort of sickly sweet.
Did Papa gently keel over in the secret passages of the house?
Does it smell like almonds?
It smells like bitter almonds. No, it's like this weird smell. A little ominous. Now, I will note that you can see your sister out, because your two estates are not that far from each other. She's out in the gardens. What are you looking like?
Me?
Mm-hmm. Do you still have the papers with you?
Yeah. She brought the papers and the quill and her ink. And Charles probably sees her They're like a little table, like not a big one. They're really lightweight kind of thing. You see her set all of her stuff on the ground, and then she picks up a table and walks like 4 yards away from the house, puts the table down, goes back, gets a chair, puts that over by the table, picks up all of her stuff, and then goes and sits there. Like, and you, from time to time, if you're watching her for any extended, amount of time, you'll see her write something, and then she just stops and turns and like stares at the house for a while, and just, I don't know if you'd be able to tell at the distance, but it looks like she's like kind of like scanning the windows kind of thing. Just calm-ish, a little, this isn't normal for her, obviously, like you know her pretty well, but she's calm, just writing and watching her house.
All right.
Odd.
Yeah.
I go back to my papers.
And just there's this like smell of I don't know. You've traveled.
Mm-hmm.
Remember being on a ship traveling from France to England? Not now. You of course would not be in those kinds of places, but down below decks where the many poor people were, and they're all sort of packed together. There's sometimes like this, especially if there's illness. There's like a smell, right? Like a hospital wards or a packed ship. There's just like a smell of illness, and you just sort of smell it.
Can I pinpoint the smell?
Oh, yes. It's coming from inside the walls.
Weird. Is this my... Am I over at Hattie's or is
No, you're at yours.
Okay.
But you can just see Hattie across the way.
I probably would have taken over my father's old office. I mean, it's already an office.
No, you did have yours. So you have
Okay.
your office and his. Have you moved from your office to his office?
In that case, if I already had my own office, I probably would have just stayed put.
Oh, but if you moved to your father's office, that would be fine too. It's whatever you like.
That's true. No. I go there to think sometimes, but I feel uncomfortable staying there. It's been mostly left the same since he passed. Well, I grab my bedside fire axe and no. I go out to the shed like a normal person and grab the fire axe from there, or some kind. And who can concentrate with this much air freshener around?
Yes. You see your brother going out to the
To get an axe?
carriage to get an axe.
Charles Way took an axe, gave the wall 40 whacks.
40 whacks. When he saw what he has done, he gave the wall 41.
Yes. If I see Hattie looking at me, I gave her a smile and a wave and walk inside without explanation.
Just across the way, waves and just goes back to writing.
Siblings.
You don't question what your sibling does. You just smile and wave.
Smash cut to the axe smashing into the wall.
Smash cut. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. You are hacking into the axe with a wall.
I actually had to do this once. A mouse
Really?
died on the wall growing up, and we had to like figure out where the sense of smell was the most potent, and then bust a hole into the wall, figure out what it was. Yeah.
By the way, is this still Hattie's scene or is this now yours, Trooper?
No, I'm bringing you all into her scene because her scene was to
okay,
write a letter, and now I'm
Yeah.
bringing you all in.
Gotcha.
I'm here for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Because it was like, oh, you have a letter only. Oh yeah, no, there's more.
This is
There's
visitation.
always more.
Please.
Yes, it's visitation, so there'll be visitations.
Oh shit, that's right. That's what we're supposed
Yeah,
to...
this isn't the letter face.
Sorry.
Yeah, your letter's turning into a visitation.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fair.
Mhm. When you hack into the wall, there is, of course, a secret passage.
Plaster and lath and secret passages.
Mhm.
The adult me is calm, but the child me is giggling with excitement.
And it's like, narrow and there are like stairs that go up and also down. It's very dark, and the smell is stronger.
I
Here.
open up the window and yell at my sister, Hattie! Hattie, come look what I found!
Okay. I think she just kind of like looks up as you're yelling at her and is just, all right. And then she'll, tuck her letter into like her dress pocket kind of thing, because she absolutely has dress pockets. And she'll go.
They all
She'll
did it
join
this
him.
time. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
The golden age.
And dresses have pockets.
When you open the door, of course you knock and the help opens, and the butler's like, "Madam, something's wrong with your brother. He's taken an axe to the walls.
I did see him get an axe from the shed.
Should I go and get help?
Not yet.
You
Let
know,
me check
for
on
your
him.
brother."
Yes, let me check on him first and see what's going on, and then I'll let you know whether or not we need to get some additional assistance.
And like the help is all a little bit concerned by his behavior, especially considering the rumors.
Yeah.
And the axe situation that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And they're just around,
Watching, yeah.
watching.
She'll essentially like pat the butler on the shoulder, just be like, "Oh, definitely be ready to go get someone if I yell or something, but let me talk to him first and figure out possibly what's going on here."
When you head into his office, he's hacked a hole into the wall, like the beautiful wood.
Charles, what have you done?
I'm there, sweaty from the physical effort, sleeves rolled up, hair slicked back. Hattie! Toss the axe out the window. Look what I found!
Why did you hack into the wall?
What is 5 steps to the right, please, and it'll become apparent.
I'm very concerned, Charles, and your staff is also concerned.
5 steps.
The stupid rumors. This is supposed to be, when we were kids, like, surprise, except instead of crickets and a worm, it's actually something cool this time, so.
Well, the axe is gone, so
The axe is gone.
Alright.
I'll close the window if it makes you more comfortable.
She will, like, very slowly, still, like, very clearly eyes trained on Charles, take 5 steps to the right and look in the walls.
There is a secret passageway, just like in your nightmare.
I think
And this
Hattie
one heads up and heads down.
Okay, Hattie, like, goes, like, pale. Like, just instant kind of, like, oh shit.
And there's
Pale.
there's a smell.
Okay.
I know,
Yes.
isn't it cool? Oh.
Um,
Just like the stories I used to read.
Cool is not the word I would use for it. Can I ask, what prompted you to start hacking at the walls?
Well, you'll be happy to hear. I wasn't hearing voices this time. It was instead, it was a very specific odor, some kind of smell, almost sweet, but sickly sweet in a sense.
Am I smelling that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, up or down? Or shall we take a wager and we each take one and see if we find something, who finds the more interesting room?
If I'm going in there, I'm definitely not going in by myself. We will be going together.
I can go get you the fire axe if you'd like.
No, we're going to leave the axe out of it. Before we do anything, I'm going to go tell your staff that you are well and not insane. So give me a moment.
Oh, very well.
I will step out and...
There's like a bunch of help just around,
yeah. Does it look like they might have just been like leaning against the door?
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. So Hattie will go into the hall, or she won't go into the hall. She'll just open up the door and see all of them there. And everything is all right. There does seem to be a smell coming from the walls. Could we get some perfumes and like Hattie would know what to get kind of like that smell out.
Probably
And she'll like
super floral.
yeah, she'll like open up the door and let them see and like smell it themselves so they know that Charles is not crazy.
One of them mumbles, "Oh, it must be that raccoon that was stealing all the food out of the pantry." Says like one of the butlers as he sort of goes off, and one of the maids is going to get a bunch of potpourri, like a bunch of potpourri.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Hattie hears that, she'll notate the just the info about the food, and then she'll turn back to Charles and this is technically your house, so up and down.
I'm going to be honest. If we go down, then we have to climb back all those stairs. So why don't we go up first?
Up first, all right. I will let Charles lead the way, and I will follow behind him.
Charles,
Is it lit at any kind? Do I need to bring like a lantern of some sort or a candle?
Because it is dark. A candle or lantern would be lovely.
I was gonna say, Hattie grabs like an empty, like really heavy candlestick. Doesn't light it, just has a weapon, essentially.
Spare. I hand you an actual candle. You can just stash it in your pocket. And I will take a candle, light it from a wall sconce, I guess. And we step into the darkness.
My literal nightmare.
Mm-hmm. And I will note that you can see there's a little bit of light coming from the wall. If somebody were in this passageway, they could spy whatever was happening in your office.
That's from creepy. I do things in my office. Things I don't want people to see.
I really don't need to know about the things you do in your office, Charles. But does it look like this is a secret passageway, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to have been undisturbed except for when Charles, hacked into the wall.
That is correct.
Is there like dust everywhere?
Yes, but
okay.
Yes, but
yeah.
I mean, there's just because it's a secret passageway that
right.
in a really old estate. However,
right. But it's like it's cleaner than it should be.
There are no cobwebs everywhere, right? And if there are cobwebs, they're just like in the corners, not.
Are there footprints?
Right. Yes.
I think Hattie notices that and like kind of just does the thing where she reaches out and like grabs like Charles's upper arm, and I think someone's been in your house. Either your staff knows about these secret passageways, or someone else might have been here, might still be here.
Unsettling. The excitement visibly dips as he realizes, like, oh shit, someone's been perhaps spying on me.
Really bad.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not calling that oaf of a... Gosh, what's his title now? The ever so extravagant Lord Giles.
Ugh, don't talk to me about that man.
Regardless, he is a potent fighter and the law of the land, and we are not going to him unless we can help it. So,
works for me.
Keep the candlestick ready, sister.
As you go up, and the room that's right above your office, Charles, is your father's office. And the stairwell to the secret passageway goes all the way up even further, probably upwards, you assume all the way up to the attic. But
is there a little spy hole for my father's office as well?
There is.
Is the smell getting stronger as we go? Great. Okay.
Climb higher and higher.
Do you want to peep into your father's office?
Sure. Well, I would have to verify that there was enough of a peephole to make that like a thing.
You see a figure with his back to the peephole, standing in front of the desk.
Trooper, I did not sign up for horror. You're doing a great job.
I did.
I turn quietly and give my sister the finger over, and I point to the peephole and I motion for her to take a look.
Oh no. I take a look.
Do you remember your nightmare when you had
Uh-huh.
that figure of your father standing in front of his desk in his office, that you crept up there through a secret passage. It's just like that. It's just like that. How was he dressed in your dream?
Impeccably. Just I imagine he had like just one suit. I mean, obviously he had more suits, but there was one suit that anytime he had any kind of dealings with anyone above his station, he wore it, and it was just impeccable. It was a little bit over embellished, but it was just kind of showed his wealth, and it's a little bit opulent kind of thing. That's what he was wearing.
This figure, the suit this figure is wearing could have been that suit, but it is dusty and ragged.
Okay.
I look for any signs that there's like an opening you can push.
From here, you can get in fairly easily. There's like a little draw. You can pull
easily, but quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it'll swing open.
I point to Hattie. I point to me. I point to the swing motion for candlestick, and I point at the guy at the other side of the wall.
She's like, me? Hell no, you you hit him. And she'll like hand you the candlestick.
I hand it back to her.
Swap.
I don't want to fight a ghost.
Looks very ghostal if you think about ghost in like tattered clothes and all that business. Yeah.
Jeez.
Hey, only one of us can be the coward.
Okay. I am technically the eldest, even though we're not really related.
How hurtful.
I think it goes back and forth a little bit, and then finally, Hattie's just like, fine, okay, fine, silently, of course, and she'll motion to like, you push open the door, and I'll run out.
Eager nod.
What?
I'll do one more check before opening the door, and then I'll give Hattie the countdown 3, 2, 1, and then like ram the door open, and effectively, like when Hattie goes for the swing, I'm going to prepare to like jump and like knock whoever that is over.
The minute the door opens, there's that sound as the door opens, and how do you rush towards this figure, right? And the figure turns.
Oh no! I think as it turns, that stops Hattie in her tracks, because that's her nightmare.
And this figure turns. And this figure is your father, the elder Chumley, with no face. Charles, he has a face.
Oh.
Okay. It's like, hold up, did we really just step into a horror movie?
But his face is not a face. It's like it's like a wax figure of your father, and the wax has melted. His face is sunken, and like all the collagen, right, in his face is gone.
This is what happens when you live only for revenge.
And also, he's
bad.
not.
Look, revenge is super bad for the skin. Okay,
It really is. Also,
Yeah.
he's much older than you ever remembered him, right? Like he is old.
It's also what
and his-
crawling around in the attic will do for you for years.
Yeah, hate will do that.
Hey.
And his skin looks paper thin, and he looks like he's sort of rag and bones. That kind of power that he had a fairly powerful frame. It is small, and he's bleeding out of his nose and ears, and his skin is sallow and yellow, and that smell is strong. It's emanating off of him. He doesn't look like he's eaten in some time, or not much. And he just turns and he points at Hattie.
Whack him.
Do it.
I think she does. I think she just kind of like, as he points at her, just kind of reflexively just like smacks the candlestick and like his hand out of the way kind of thing. Just, Charles has never seen Hattie this unnerved ever.
Right, that's why you're the brave one.
Yeah.
And there's a cracking sound as you hit him with this
Oh
heavy,
no.
Pewter, probably.
yeah, very heavy pewter candlestick. This man who has got something clutched in his hand, in the
Don't
other
punch him,
hand,
he'll die.
and
I'm not
he
Roland.
sort of staggers to the ground, one knee, and he just looks up at you, Hattie, and he says, "What have you done? You've ruined everything. Everything." And he begins to cough up blood as he falls onto the ground of his office, clutching
Bitch.
something in his hand.
I think Hattie. Where's Charles at this moment?
Mm-hmm.
Probably right next to you. I was going to tackle him, but as
Okay.
it was our dad, I probably would have hesitated.
Okay, yeah. I think I just kind of like turn and look up at Charles and you see him too?
I reach down and I touch to make sure it's not a ghost.
It is not a ghost,
And the old touch to making sure it's not a ghost chick.
Mhm.
but it's so thin. You know what I mean? Like as you touch, you can touch through the fabric of the suit, and underneath it is he's thin.
I'm
frail.
curious about what he has in his hand.
It's paper. Just like a sheaf of papers.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna see what it is.
In it, could I spend a resolve token
2.
to, hey, Lindy, would you like a resolve token?
4.
One of the things to be a letter from Jennifer.
Ooh. One of those things be a letter from Jenny.
But I would need to give you a resolve token to have a letter from Jenny.
What kind of a letter from Jenny?
It's your choice. I would like one, so I need to give you
A letter
resolve
to...
token.
One last clarification before I give my yay or nay. A letter to Grandpapa or a letter to
Mhm.
Charles?
A letter
I
to
guess.
Grandpapa
Ooh.
from Jenny.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, I have ideas about what this letter says. Yes.
Yes? All right. Good. Lovely.
Jenny's
so there's a
full of resolve tokens now.
yes. So I will spend my last resolve token from Charles, Papa Chumley, to give it to Jenny. So there's a letter from your daughter. There's also a small, they would make these little small paintings, like these little,
Cameo.
there's a cameo of your mother, Charles. And there are like these effects, right, of his what's the word, mementos, right, sort of sentimental things. And he does not look well. He looks to be dying.
Charles will go call for help and for someone to get the doctor.
You hear footsteps, right, as you know, probably your butler is rushing out. And he coughs. Your papa. And he has one last thing that he's clutching in his hand. Just like tight. It was in the hand that was pointing. Charles.
Okay.
Charles.
I'm here, Dad. I'm here. Hattie's here too.
And he reaches out with the hand that was pointing to Hattie. To you, Charles.
I look at my sister, and then I look at the hand, and then I take what's in the hand.
And as this thing falls into your hand, he says, I kept my granddaughter safe as long as I could. And what falls into your hand is his signet ring with the Chumley crest on it. And then there's that rattle. As there's a rack, his body racks with a shake. And he exhales.
I think as he passes, Hattie, not close to the body, but Hattie just sinks to the ground. She's not crying or anything, but just still very
He's
pale.
alive. He's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't say a word.
His eyes are fixed on you. His hollow eyes, sunken inside of his skull.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
And he's
I think,
just looking at you.
I think Hattie just stares back. She's a little shell-shocked right now.
Charles is more like stone than shocked. There's a lot of information here. A lot of realities crashing into what has happened and showing the light of the current situation.
Oh, I just forgot something. Oh, here it is. I have one of these. Can I give a monologue token to Hattie, please? I have one right there.
Okay. So I'm staring into my dad's dead eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a while there are no thoughts. It's just blankly staring, kind of that dissociation where nothing's really clicked yet. But eventually, before the butler comes with help, although I do imagine that at this point there are servants kind of just like peeking in and whispering, and
Absolutely.
there are going to be so many fucking rumors. Like,
Yes, there will.
goddamn.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
God
there
damn.
will. Mm-hmm.
I think she, in her mind, well, it's good to know I wasn't crazy that one time. I suppose that means Charles wasn't crazy either, if he's been living in the walls of the house. What the hell has he been doing here? Why? Well, I know why. What does this mean? What? I don't. You don't do this to family. You don't pretend you're dead and play mind games from within the walls of the estate, of any estate. First of all, now I have to go into my house and look for secret passages in my house because that's terrifying. She just kind of like goes off on a tangent about secret passages in her own mind before she kind of gets back on track. What did he tell me again? What he said? What words he said?
What have you done? You have ruined everything.
You've ruined everything. I've ruined everything. Well, that's definitely subjective. For him, yes, I absolutely have. And honestly, I'm quite proud of that for myself. What has he been up to? What has he been doing? What machinations has he had? Has he been plotting and planning? Was he behind Lord Brastleton's death? Did he do that? Is he the one who poisoned me at Violet's house? Because I wouldn't do anything with his stupid bloody name.
Or was he trying to poison Violet?
Yeah, I don't think that quite crosses Hattie's mind at the moment. Not quite yet, because this man has been tormenting her for years now. So, um, I thought he was dead for so long, but it's a relief to know that he is actually dead now. To have that proof right before my eyes, and I think as she thinks that, she reaches out and she just does kind of like the push, just to see if he's really dead and really actually, not a ghost. She does that before just settling back into her spot on the ground, and that's her monologue. That's her mind state at the moment.
I pass it back to Charles, who was about to say.
Oh, no, I'm very. It's not like a shock silence. It's like a falling into a emotionless, stone-like state. So, like, if I need to, I'll spend the self-control reputation tag to not worsen my he killed his old man, or he's held his old man captive for years. Such juicy rumors.
Yes. Do you want to look at those letters?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, when help is gone to get, whether it's
Yes.
way too late or not, but we still need to clear time of death and such.
Yeah.
I'm not going to abandon my sister, so as I can see that she wants her space, and she's going through her own thinking, I will. My back hits the wall, it slides down, and I see the sheaf of papers in my hand, and I start reading.
One is from Jennifer. Can we hear it?
Dear Grandpapa, I am writing to let you know that I am fine. I'm safe. I'm learning all sorts of new things with my new friend Anselm. We are taking a tour around the country, and it has been very educational in more than one way. I have learned some things about emotional maturity and other things, and I think that perhaps you are a little one-track minded, as Anselm would say, and that perhaps you should he says diversify a lot, but I think perhaps you should think of different ways of getting your revenge rather than just, being mad all the time. It is not good for your skin, I am told. Maybe that is why you look so old. I don't know how old you are, but you look very old. And I am also still, angry on behalf of you, but I am learning to be less angry and to use other methods of getting what I want. So, I am doing well. You don't have to worry about me. I will be back in probably a few years, maybe. I'll think about it. Bye. Much love, Jennifer.
And then there's this other letter in there. And the other letter says, well, well, so I see that Harriet has a charity. I thought she died in that shipwreck, but it seems you lied. It seems as if our young Harriet is alive and well. And you thought you could hide her from me all this time. Well, it seems I'm going to have to make a trip to Bardon Mill. You can't protect her anymore now that I know she's still alive. That was your mistake to let her out of your sight, Charles. And then it says, don't think that they can stand up against me.
Quick clarification. Was the letter addressed to my dad or me?
It says Charles, and you're both named Charles.
Oh, is that the case? I actually forgot. I just
Yeah,
called him
yeah,
dad.
yeah, yeah,
I just call him Dad.
yeah. He's also a Charles.
Gotcha. I was so confused for a second. Like, what?
Hmm.
Am I my own dad?
Yes, maybe, maybe.
Weird time travel.
Someone. That the good work you've been doing with the charity has gotten you a good reputation. You know, you were out of the country for a very long time.
Hmm.
And then you were just stuck here. But then word got out about the good deeds that Harriet has been doing a bit far and wide.
Hmm.
Someone heard about it.
Hattie, I've got some bad news.
Worse than our father being alive and then dying in front of us?
If you can believe it.
Well, I don't think anything can shock me at this point.
I'll just hand you the letter.
She'll take it, and I think she reads it and she doesn't really register it on the first read through. And then she'll like kind of pause and read it again, and I'm sorry. What?
It seems Dad had a lot of secrets.
Yes, a lot. What? Why was I supposed to have died on the ship, or why did he tell someone I died on the ship? What ship? Is it the ship that he sank? What?
That'd be my guess. Puts a nice romantic spin on it, huh? He didn't do it out of greed. He did it out of love.
Can I want. I know my father's handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Does this letter look forged?
Oh, I would say no.
Okay.
But I would say that same kind of weird affectation he had on the T that is in Jennifer's letter is also in this letter.
Okay.
How many kids did he have / not have?
Right.
Uncle or something?
I don't know who. We don't have any other relatives. It's just well, I mean,
Yes, it's very complicated. What did you do, Hattie? Did you kick a duke
I
when
was
you were a kid?
no, I don't think so. And I mean, I was what, 10 when we left? I don't know what I could have done. Protect
Charles
me
will
from
take
who?
off his like jacket, overcoat, extra shirt. I don't know. Put it over his father respectfully.
Jacket.
All right, we have a lot more questions, and we might find some answers. We headed one direction, right? Let's go head to the other.
I'm sorry, you want to go back into the walls?
If it means finding answers.
Can it at least wait until the doctor gets here and we explain what's going on? Because honestly, let's be honest, if a man's not here to explain this, they're going to think some very wild things.
Charles wants to find answers immediately, but he doesn't want to leave his sister alone, so he nods and he'll sit back down. And also, looks like little Jenny's doing okay, and I pass you the letter from Jen.
She'll read this one and be like, how many pies did this man have his fingers in?
That's a good question. I think that will end that scene. Who's got their next one?
I'll go.
Yes, please.
All right. It's me and Roland.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a fancy wig on. And
and
every
the
piece
ring?
of
Does he
clothing.
have the ring? The Chumley ring?
Yeah, that'll sell it, I guess. And any piece of clothing that has the embroidered C on it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're a Chumley.
Wait, give me a second.
Oh no, the headphones died at the worst possible time.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right, I got the wig.
Yes.
All right. So you're Chumley.
Uh-huh.
I'm Charles Way. I am not a Chumley. I am a up and coming business associate who is here to
Yep,
ultimately do you in, but with the young Miss Reika, who is very interested in taking over your business and profits.
But you you're not gonna do me in for real, boy, are you?
Oh, that's very good. Roland, have you gone better?
Charles, really?
What?
I'm a
I am
professional actor. It is
Right.
what I do.
Honestly, I was a little worried you'd get rusty being a husband and all and on house arrest.
I've been faking being someone else for the last, well, not in the past 5 years, but before that, for a good few years, remember? I had the
Yes.
voice and everything.
Yes, I remember, Roland. It's look, I'm just nervous. I want this to work well. And as we all know, when you want to make a good impression, you create a convoluted lie for no apparent good reason.
Yes, I have taught you well.
Good, we're on the same page. So, I still need to tell Hattie about this situation because Hattie also doesn't go by the Chumley name, and that may come up in conversation because she does know Miss Reika. But so, as far as you're concerned, put up a strong fight. Be a. Do you think you can act like an old aristocratic asshole?
Let me try to channel my inner Lord Brazelton. No, I would have said Lord Rafferty.
Oh, your inner
Yeah,
Lord
yes,
Rafferty.
Do you want me to be more whiny or more sort of confident of myself?
Well, we want it to be a challenge. If you roll over, then she leaves immediately, and I'll be sad.
Oh no,
so...
I meant the persona. Whoever it is, they're going to.
Sorry, you know, I loved watching you work, but I don't know a lot about it. I will trust your judgment as a professional of what you can do best and what fits.
Okay, but you have spoken with this person before, right?
Yes.
It corresponded. What does she expect to see, you think? Because I have to sell what
right.
she thinks.
She probably expects the standard. Your old money. She expects you to be reliant on that fact, to have connections, to be even arrogant in the fact that you are old money, and as such, even at equal terms, still a cut above the rest. Rely on your heritage, rely on your family name, and when all else fails, just brush her off like she's a nobody. And that's when she'll probably come in with an ironclad deal in the making with all your competitors and force you out of business.
Okay, and just how much in danger am I of being physically damaged?
I don't remember her being the violent type. That could have changed, but I admire her wit her candor, and honestly, she scares me a little, and it's kind of nice.
Is that some sort of affection I'm sensing, Charles? Are you soft for this competitor?
Oh, quite the opposite, my friend.
I, I see. Then I figure you will want to step in and be all liony.
Well,
Show her your mettle.
it's not in my nature, Roland, and I know I'm not as quite as actor as you. I'd only make myself the fool. I'd rather focus on my better points. You know, fun,
It's
affection, good company.
true.
I honestly don't expect this to go much of anywhere, but I plan to enjoy it while it lasts. So if you could help
That's
make it last a little bit longer, I'd appreciate it, friend.
good old Charles. You know that I can make it last as long as needed.
Oh, Roland. That era of like two people who go way back. Thank you for doing this again. I know you probably have your plate full, and I'm assuming I would have told him about what has happened at the yeah, and you know that our mine and Hattie's lives has also grown infinitely more complicated.
Yes, it seems that as quaint as Bardon Mill is, everything is so complicated.
Yes. One moment, please. I put a sun blocking hat, like a little one of those little parasol like ones, and I try to imagine Roland pretending to be Hattie. No, it wouldn't work. Take it off.
What was that for?
Just a visual exercise. Playing out. If there's one thing I did get from my old man, it's the tendency to try and plot things out in contingency. Unfortunately, that one probably would have what's the phrase? Fallen into the fireplace.
Speaking of contingency, do you think it would be a good idea if I were to hide a breastplate under my clothes just in case?
That Is something wrong, Roland? You seem a bit more nervous than usual. Lord Giles isn't hunting you, is he?
God, no, I hope not. What could he want with me anyway?
Oh, sports, entertainment, an excuse to kill a man.
Well, between him and I allegedly have more experience than he does in that regard.
Allegedly.
That said, no, I make light of the situation, but you are right, Charles. Things are complicated, and I will have to leave again. Not faking my death. I am not going on some huge plan to woo another woman. I have everything I desire in life. But as things are, it seems that God decided that I should not remain happy for long, and I have now been drafted into the army.
You? Drafted?
Yes, apparently it is something that lords do. Haven't you been drafted?
Have I been drafted?
You're not an aristocrat.
I'm not an aristocrat, Roland. Like, yes, we come from money, but we don't have peerage.
I don't have either.
What are you going to do? Hit the drums?
That's what I told Violet. And apparently now, no, I have to prepare for another role, which is the role of an English officer who will absolutely not be killed during a riot. Also, I do not want to have to kill people. I mean, you have seen how these. Well, they call them rabble, but honestly, they're just driven to their breaking points.
War is an ugly thing, my friend.
And nobility is a bloody cancer.
Which is funny since you're playing one.
Since you're
All-
married
do you
to
know-
one.
All I wanted was Violet.
And you have her. Now is
I
she
could.
she's worth everything that comes with her, surely.
Is she worth me shooting a 13-year-old peasant with a pitchfork in the back?
Roland. Come now, I expect you to be more creative than that. I'm sure.
In how I kill people? No.
In how you can avoid fatalities, my friend.
Oh, yes, I have things in mind. I can't say anything because,
Of course,
you know,
of course.
then
do
you
you know where
become
you're
accessory.
Do you know where you're being stationed? Where they're putting you in the field?
No, I don't even have a uniform yet. It's been just tailored. I think we're going to try it on later today. Which is why I would, prefer not to be shot by this friend of yours.
I do have friends I've made in my time in the business. And of course, there's always young Samuel, who will be learning to the business as well. I could send him along, and depending on where you end up, he might be able to help set you up with some of our connections to make sure that you can come home safe.
You would do that for me?
Roland, I do almost anything for you, except make you break your vows with your dearly beloved. Maybe after a few drinks. Joking laugh that I'm not kidding around yet.
I've missed your friendship, my friend.
Come now, Roland, I'm grown up. If I want to be with people, I tend to like them first a little bit. It's not like when I was young and any warm body would do. Before I met you, Roland.
Thank you.
All right. So back
Now.
to the Chumley's history.
Yes.
I believe with that, we should probably take our 10-minute break.
We can do that. We can most definitely do that. I am so excited to see everything that happens. Let me put on our break. All right. So we will be back in 10 minutes. And we are back from our break. We've just gotten food and more beverages, and I give it back to our facilitator.
Yes, we have Simon is yet to do his visitation. I just want to note for the record, I did mention that King George had gotten married to a woman before he got married to the Queen, illegally, but also secretly. People didn't tend to know. I mean, people knew. Also, he spent a lot of money, a lot of debt. Lot of money, a lot of debt, and then his father wasn't paying and giving him money, so he had to go and live in his Maria Fitzherbert's estate for a while, because they were secretly married. What year was that? That was 1785. Anyhow, not that matters for any reason. So we have our Simon. You haven't yet had a visitation.
No, I have not, and I think I know what I'll do.
Please tell me.
So visitations are my visitation.
Either Roland or any one of the characters you control.
No, it's actually going to be Roland. And I'm wondering if I put someone in there. Probably yes. I'm just trying to figure out who would help Roland, or who. So Roland is like set up a shooting range in the back of like the estate with like old ceramic pots. And I wonder who would show up while this is happening. Like, I don't mind. It could be anyone, because it would be interesting if anyone showed up.
I bet
Mhm.
Samuel would.
I'm just typing a
Well-
message to Nugget to freak her out.
Yeah,
Continue
great,
on
thank
about
you.
that.
Can we have more than
Thank
one
you.
person in the scene?
Absolutely. You can
Yeah.
do what you want.
Yeah, cool. And Violet will be there too. Back of our house. So I'll
Little
be
shooting
holding the
gallery.
baby.
Oh,
I was
yes.
gonna
Hold a baby in your proximity to fucking musket.
Yes.
to a gun.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you ask Leslie for help, Leslie, Hattie, and the boys would show up.
Absolutely.
Because what you do is you set the women back,
Are
10
we making a day of
yards
it?
with the chairs
Yeah.
and a table.
Everyone's
Yeah,
having a
that's it.
picnic while Rolanda's practicing.
Yeah.
Leslie, shoot the
What's
men
the,
you
what's,
shoot.
what's the day like?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because this is not a
No. Not a weather interlude.
it's not a weather interlude, but if we need to, I think it would still just be like a bright sunny day. Just, perfect conditions to shoot without having the wind fucking mess up everything. Because I think we're still in that like era where wind could affect the velocity of your bullets and the trajectory of your bullets. And oh yeah, I had to check one little thing on my sheet.
I would imagine that we probably have quite a few people here, especially if Leslie's going to be here. If Lord Altringham is going to be here, I imagine other people are also going to be here.
I mean, bring on the fucking gallery.
Faith Jills is definitely going to be here,
Oh, no.
which means a lot of other people are going to be here because now it's an event.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everyone coming?
Uh,
Is it just a
Because
picnic day, or is it
it's
specifically to watch Roland practice?
it's a very small town in the middle of nowhere.
And they
people-
heard gunfire, so they immediately crowded the place.
Basically, if you are rich and you live here, you've got to do something. And so it turns out many people show up for this, I imagine. Not poor people, of course.
Of course.
No. But, Faith is there. I imagine her brother's there. Leslie's there. I imagine a couple of other sort of rich people from the area there, all of whom would love to go and shoot. And I imagine it becomes a little bit of a competition.
Yeah, so it's me shooting at things, just aiming, firing. And you know what? Can I burn a resolve token
Sure.
to say that actually Roland's not bad at it?
Let's discuss this resolve token, shall we? This is a
Yeah.
situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Resolve token is what you would like to use?
Well, it's because resolve says
Yes, it is.
if you want to like contribute or change a narrative events or details that are
absolutely.
significant to the story or the major actions,
Absolutely. But
and are beyond the actions. And I mean, it's
absolutely. But I feel like we need to have a discussion, all of us together who are
Yeah.
shooting, about this situation.
I don't want him to be like, he's not a natural. It just so happens that he's not as bad as maybe what Violet could have thought.
But I want to know who's best.
Oh, not him. Absolutely not.
Someone suggests a competition.
I see Nugget has something to say right about now.
Well, okay. So I was gonna say, if we're talking resolve tokens, I feel like that one should go to Lord Jills because he absolutely wants Roland to fail at this and to
Mhm.
not come back.
Mhm.
100%.
Mhm.
Then I will give Lord Jills a resolve token
Okay.
Right.
for him to just,
Yep.
be excessive, to be
Mm-hmm.
so much better than me, than Roland, that like it makes Roland uncomfortable.
Mhm, 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 mhm. By the way, please get rid of your self-control tag, Charles, because you're not going to get any blowback out of that death in your household because of your self-control.
Hmm.
Please do. Let's see. I feel like we have a lot of tags here that are very exciting. Again, I want to know who's best. I want to know who's best.
I would like to use my brazen tag to be the
Ooh.
best.
Hattie?
Ooh.
To show up all of these men.
Oh! Okay, now I will note that that's a negative reputation tag, so it's not going to, there'll be some sort of negative outcome.
I mean,
Right.
as much as all the players are probably in agreement that like it's fucking cool, society back then is just
Yeah.
Uh,
Would not like
no.
it.
I will take it because I know exactly what the negative outcome should be.
I hate that. But okay.
Describe the moment, right? So like I'm imagining we're on the sort of the rear estate, and a
Yeah.
number of these big estates probably have like sort of like contiguous sort of
We have acreage.
grounds. Yes, acreage.
Yeah.
We have horses
And
with acreage. It's fine.
yes, and I imagine Faith is there.
Most of the people watching, I figure, are like on a like veranda,
Yes.
like
Eating.
under the shade, eating,
Yes.
drinking tea,
Yes.
talking about
Picnics were
you know.
super in. They were very romantic. So probably the large blanket with like some
Absolutely.
umbrellas or
Yes.
tent-like structures over them. Yes.
Perhaps a little gazebo. And I imagine Faith is very Faith is like, oh, Lord Brazelton, you're quite good. And I think that she is very, very complimentary of all of your
Mhm.
shooting.
That's sus.
Is it? And then
I guess shoot her a look, definitely. That's like, am I so interested in my husband?
I don't know. And I imagine Leslie, he's a good shot, and I think he'll give because he thought this was like to help Roland for like not a whole like town affair, but then it was. How is Charles?
Charles is having a good time. In fact, he may have had a little too much to drink, and after chatting and being on really good terms with Roland, he's feeling like things are finally like going all right, and he is so confident because Roland told him how much he'd been practicing and how hard he'd been working, that Charles puts up an enormous wager on Roland getting the best shot.
Oh,
A little delusional, if you say so.
yes. There is a man that you do not know.
Oh.
I shoot him. No, okay.
That's rude. He needs to introduce himself.
And he has come also to shoot.
This is really Robin Hoodish.
Who is this?
And it's a good question. You are the hostess, are you not?
I am.
Yes.
Quite rude for him to come in and not introduce himself to the hostess.
He is, yes, but he has arrived and he's clearly, shall we say, well off. He is not poor.
No.
He seems to be quite, he seems to be of means, as one might imagine. And he is, shall we say, watching everything quite carefully. especially who's doing well in the shooting. He seems
Hmm.
to be somehow official of some sort. I'm not quite certain.
Oh, yes.
Does he look like Gridley with a wig?
With a different
No,
hat.
he does not.
And
He
Selm with a
does
hat.
And Selm's busy
Yes.
elsewhere. I assume.
Because I mean, it would just be like Gridley to be like, seems like Roland's good at firing a gun, like the murderer he is. Like, even though no firearms were involved in that
Hey.
murder.
There's some bad evidence going on there. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Violet will make it a point then to introduce herself as the party hostess to this gentleman.
And he bows.
Baby.
With the baby.
With the
I
baby.
imagine-
He's very cute.
I imagine you probably have help with that.
Yeah,
one
where
as
is he?
well.
Oh, hold on. He's in the other room. I'll make a new baby real quick. We'll use the pink. We'll use Miss Bubbles today instead of Mr. Spriggles. There we go. Got the baby. Very cute. Oh.
This man, I would say, is probably old. He's an old man, of course. That's important.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
It's important to have old men.
He shouldn't
so they
come to
can-
Bardon's Mill. Their life expectancy is terrible, specifically at this estate. You know.
It's true.
There we go.
Mhm.
And he, oh gosh, he's what looks like he's probably maybe in his late 60s.
Oh, he's a ticking time bomb at this point.
Yes, he is. And he bows deeply. And he goes, Your Grace, I came as soon as I heard there would be some sort of shooting match.
Oh, but I suppose it has turned into that, hasn't it?
Hmm.
It was originally supposed to be just a simple picnic, a day of clay pigeons, but, well, you know how bored people can be sometimes.
Yes, well, I've always been interested in clay pigeons.
Have you? And I trail off, like, because you would say, have you, so-and-so?
Yes.
I'd
It's
Expectedly.
a little bit awkward because usually you have people who would be introducing each other, but like
Mhm.
we shouldn't have to do it. We should have people who do it for us.
Yes.
Yes. And he smiles and he goes, "Well, well, you can call me General Lindsay, the 6th Earl of Balcarres."
General, put my baby down, write these notes.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay, the 6th Earl of
Balcarres.
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 Oh, I didn't misspell that too terribly. Okay. Yeah, well, General Lindsay, what brings you to Bardon's Mill?
Oh, well, I've heard some interesting news. And he just sort of glances as Harriet makes this amazing shot in a way that draws everyone's attention.
So I imagine like all the men have gone through and done theirs, and they're just kind of like trying to determine who's the best shot. And Leslie knows what kind of a shot Harriet is, 100%. And I imagine they just kind of share, yeah. They just kind of share a look, and Harriet will get up, take the gun that he offers her, and just bullseye, best shot, hand, like there's no question about it kind of thing. Like just her, I mean, Lord
Like the
Cheney
smallest
taught her.
piece of china, that we
Yeah,
had, that
yeah.
like everyone missed it, but it's like it's okay because everyone missed it.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, Harriet had training. Her father taught her from a very young age.
Yes.
So
because your father, he had served in the military and he was a good shot.
exactly. And I was the oldest, and he didn't have a son at the time to train or to teach. So it was left to me.
Yes. And you Violet
Yes.
have been around.
Yes.
Yes. He was, as far as you know, quite famous as a sort of distinguished general. And he was, as far as you know, the governor of Jamaica for some time.
Oh, goodness.
Quite a distinguished military man, pure and important. I don't know what he's doing here.
Well, he's important, and my husband's off to join the military soon, so we might as well be pleasant and present, as we should always be. Oh, well, General, if you would please make yourself at home here. There's refreshments over there, and if you wish to participate in the clay pigeon shooting as well, I'm sure someone has a spare rifle.
Yes. Well, I will take the rifle from one of those. And he walks over to where Harriet and Roland
I don't think
are
the baby likes him.
and says, my Lord Brazelton, Lady Altringham, is it?
Yes, good sir. Good day to you.
Good day. Lord Brazelton, might I use your musket?
Oh, but of course. Who do I have the pleasure of
I'll come
handing
over
my musket to?
with the angry baby. And be like, oh, this is General Lindsay, the 6th Earl of Belcarez.
Yes. It's been a while since I've been in Bardon Mill. And he takes the rifle from you, Roland.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a shot. It's a good shot. He's older, but he's still got a good shot. It's not as good as our dear Harriet's, but it is very good. And then he hands the rifle back to you and goes, I've been told you're going to be an officer.
I've been told the same.
Good. We have unrest in the land, and he pauses, and he says, what we can't have is unrest in the land. Don't you agree?
You, my good general, will not find any unrest in Bardon Mills. But I do
Not the
know
kind he's
that
talking about, at least.
I am well aware that other Simon blanking on words. Are they counties in England?
Yeah. Well, there are different ones, right? There are counties and baronies. It depends on the size. But
okay,
yes.
yeah. So it's yeah. So I guess yeah, you will not find any unrest, but I have to admit that other places, other locales on the island aren't as fortunate as we are.
Yes, not so fortunate that ship sinking that happened some years ago. You didn't live here then?
No, I have to apologize. I am not aware of ship sinking.
It was child when that happened. It was almost 30 years ago now? 20 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, when was it? 20 years ago?
20 something. Yeah, 20.
I would have been. It would have been 26 years ago because I would have been 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would I. Oh. Is there anything I can help with?
It's nearly a quarter century ago.
Yes.
A little over that.
Yes, indeed. No, over there, that's Charles Way, my understanding is, yes?
Yes, you are correct there.
Businessman rather than militaryman. And you are his sister. And you can see, like, Leslie has just stepped up, is like, what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
So, Lord and Lady Brazelton, And like Faith is just like hovering in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me,
Yes,
how
she does.
goes Bardon's Mill?
Quite well these days.
How is the granite quarry?
With granite quarries fine, as the farms. They had a bit of problems that 1 year, about 4 or 5 years back with the
But
lack of
yeah,
summer. But with someone at one of the farmers, Tomothy, had planted enough garlic, which does well in the cold, and so we were able to actually make do fairly well.
How is that lover's tree?
still standing. The one by the wall, you mean?
Yes, the one by the wall.
Yes.
Uh,
A
do,
marvelous spot.
do young people in love still go to steal away at that tree?
It'd surprise me if they did not. It's a small town after all.
There isn't much other places where young lovers can go to steal time away.
Well, I'm pleased to see that this little town has not changed too much.
You've been here before.
I have.
Well, welcome back.
I'd
Thank
like
you.
to say that in the ways that it has changed in a good way.
For the better.
So many old stories in this village.
Place in England doesn't have a lot of history.
Yes. Roland,
General?
let us discuss for a moment. Shall we walk?
Absolutely.
Once
This way?
he walks away, the baby gets happy.
Lord Brazelton, you'll be going off to, well, I'm certain not to war. Let me ask you a question. What sort of man are you? I've heard many rumors. What do you want?
Well, what I want and the sort of man that I am are often in conflict.
Ah, that is unfortunate. You should fix that conflict. Are you sort of man who can kill?
Still number 4.
I have yet to take a life.
Well, you killed Lord Rafferty.
Allegedly. Lord
You were
Rafferty.
found guilty, so yes. But he was an old man. And,
Yes, and it was not my intention.
it's not the matter. Could you kill with intent? To protect your family.
Roland takes a moment, but he says, I guess if the circumstances warranted it.
What would you do if you knew someone would disrupt the peace of your home?
Well, I would do anything to protect little Justinian and Violet.
Good. That's the sort of man I, by the way, will not having anything to do with your military training. I've long since retired. But I like to keep an eye out on things that might be dangerous.
Are we in any danger here?
We're all in danger at this moment. The kingdom of Great Britain, the Empire, is a precarious space, Lord Brazelton. And while your wife, Lady Brazelton, of a long and distinguished line with some secrets, rivalries, trickinesses, keeps the home fires safe, you will be charged with drill and leading men to keep us safe from radicals and reactionaries and revolutionaries in the streets.
Are you afraid of... Are you afraid that what happened in France happens here as well?
Well, people certainly are trying. But for that to happen, you need Well, a figurehead, don't you? You need some sort of figure around whom people can rally. That's the danger, isn't it?
There weren't
Such
really any figures back home.
Well, you had your Napoleon and your Robespierre and all your French people, didn't you?
That was a little more complicated than that, but for the time being, let's just say that when it started, it was more just the will of the people.
Yes. The will of the people, which can be swayed if there are figures to sway them.
Of course.
Yes, well, I appreciate being invited into your home. I'd heard about this. I may be found at Lord Gill's estate.
You're staying with the Jills.
Yes, he's after all the Lord Lieutenant, the High Sheriff, and orders important, especially when there are threats to the Empire.
Indeed. I do believe, my good general, that if there are any dangers in Bardon Mill, I trust that Lord Gills is very capable of handling any domestic threats that might crop up.
And it will, of course, be your responsibility as well.
I thought we were to quell rebellions outside of Bardon Mills.
Well, once you become a member of his King's Guard, it will be your responsibility to stamp out all threats.
Shouldn't it be the work of the army, though, to
Which
stamp
you
out?
will be a member of, an officer of, as a matter of fact.
Yes. What I meant was as a representative of the law.
Well, we don't have much law in this space. The law's what's done by the nobility. We make the law. And as a noble now, and let me be a bit more frank with you, although still somewhat vague. You know, you have quite an opportunity. You've married far above your station. And you are, after all, French, which not quite an advantage at this point in time. But there is quite a lot of money and prestige and all of that that you can earn for yourself if you want to make a name for yourself that might last. You don't want to just be the boy toy of Lady Brazelton, do you?
He doesn't know Roland very well.
You want to have a name that somebody might remember on your own in case something happened.
My good general, as good a shot as you are on the battlefield, you are a terrible judge of character.
Ah, so you are just a boy toy then, with no ambition? Is that what you're telling me?
I am someone who is content, my good general. Have you ever been content in your life?
There's always more to gain.
And then you will one day pass away and there will be nothing more to gain. And for everything that you've gotten in your life, you will die yearning for more.
But what you leave behind is your name, and your name has not yet been made. You should make your name on your own. I encourage you to build up your sense of urgency, ambition. You'll want to be someone important, and there may be a moment for you to prove, to step forward and perhaps strike down someone who's not an old man. What do you know about assassins?
Murder for hires?
Yes.
thugs,
And,
mercenaries.
and my understanding is that you have people in your circle who plied that trade, at least in your own life.
That life, my good general, has been left behind on the continent.
Yes, well, perhaps it has, perhaps it hasn't. But if you have known people who are somewhat underhanded, that means you might be able to protect people from underhanded, or perhaps do underhanded things yourself. We will see what sort of man you are, Lord Braslton, when the time comes.
Definitely.
You should keep your eyes open. There is danger coming to Bardon Mill.
Ever since I've came back, everyone has been saying the same thing.
Yes, well, now the danger's a little bit more present.
Yes, well. According to some, I am still the danger.
Well, you might be. You might just be. Yeah. If you can scrap up a bit of ambition, perhaps you might be indeed. Lord Brazelton, here, you should have he hands you a handkerchief. I hope you don't have consumption. You should take care of yourself. Is that a corvid in the sky?
I am so very contagious, my good Sergeant.
Well, I'll be leaving. Keep your eyes out on the fairer sex here in Bardon Mill. There's always dangers about.
Like this dangerously cute baby.
Why don't you keep an eye out as you train if anybody new or different comes into town? I suspect there'll be quite a few new visitors. Perhaps don't trust any of them.
I will probably be far away from Bardon Mills for the next foreseeable future.
Not necessarily, my good man. Probably do some training, perhaps be back. I'm an officer after all. There are advantages to being nobility. There are also advantages to being friends and friendly with the right people if you have ambition.
That is true. But ambition means thinking long term, General.
Yes. Do you not have that capacity?
Oh, I do. I'm just thinking maybe I should be friends with people who will still be with us in the next half century.
Yes, yes. You would do well, perhaps, to know someone who knows all sorts of people in London.
Well, perhaps when I become a military man, my opinion on a great many things are going to change.
Yes, we shall see. We live in interesting times, Lord Brazelton.
Every time is interesting.
Yes. Please note, some people here have committed crimes.
Murder? Impersonating an officer?
I was thinking kidnapping.
Oh.
Treason. We shall see.
What?
But I'm going to tell you this, Lord Brazelton. I will let no threat to the Empire live. Never have, never will. Remember that.
We have traitors among us.
There's a history in this village. You are an outsider. Perhaps you should ask your wife. Her best friend. or perhaps some other people in this town about the long history and the rivalries. Please give your wife my best wishes.
I will. And I'll let him like turn around and leave. And when he does, Roland will just like in his back just go like
Wait, with an actual gun or with your finger?
no with my finger.
Okay. It's like, roll on.
No, I'm just seeing like would I hit a target roughly general sized at a couple paces away? The answer is yes. He's
I thought you
much
killed
bigger
someone
than
again.
old pottery.
And he just gives this glance to Hattie as he leaves.
Imagine we're like cooing up with the baby because the baby's so cute. We're just like a little.
Oh yeah,
Just in
absolutely. If Violet lets her, Hattie would just be like cuddled up with the baby.
Oh yes, we just get the baby.
Yeah.
We're just to go to.
Yeah, just get the baby.
My friends, that will be our time. When we start next week, we will do reputation, rumors and scandal, and our epistolary, and there may be letters coming. Yeah, we'll just leave our general to leave with Lord Chills.
That's not reassuring, but okay.
I will hand it over to you, dearest Lindy.
Thank
with
you.
The baby.
But the baby. Yeah, sometimes there is an advantage to having so much random crap on your desk, and it's that you can make an impromptu bebe very quickly, and they're very
Yes.
adorable. So yes, let's go around. Let's say who we are, where we can find you, and our favorite moments from tonight's game.
And who do you think's coming to dinner? Also, the title of this episode was Queen of Hearts. Who do you think that is? Go ahead.
The baby. No, I don't know. Who do you think's coming to dinner? Yeah, let's start with you, Trooper. How was
Me?
tonight for you? Yes, our wonderful facilitator.
I just enjoyed everybody's joy. You know, there are these rivalries that have crossed multiple generations. Many people have got all sorts of secrets. Some of those secrets might be in the walls of some estates in secret passages. And some people, named Charles, might have some of those documents. Very exciting. And I'm excited. I had all the favorite moments. I loved all of it. I loved I can't even. That's why I'm odd, because I can't even. It's just so so good. Yeah, that's me. I'm Trooper SJP. I'm very excited for what happens now. Yeah, that's me. I imagine Rake is coming to dinner. I imagine other people are coming to dinner. I imagine some people are sending letters to other places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I am so excited for the rumors and scandal phase, which we get to do at the base at the top of the next episode.
That's going to be exciting. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. But I'm not
Yes,
doing it now.
indeed.
We're gonna do it next time.
We're gonna do it next time. Speaking of doing it next time, oh good, Simon's back. I didn't have to give that one to Nuggetosaurus. Hey.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You just saved Nugget from a terrible segue yet again.
Oh, I heard everything.
How are you?
I heard everything.
Despite not being near my mic, I still have my headset, so I hear
Yeah.
everything.
I should say, by the way, what is this? This is what, Wednesday?
Yes.
Friday
yes.
at 7 p.m. on my channel, I'll be doing going solo for the Foxhole Fridays, for our RPG Fridays. It'll be Alone Against the Flames, a Call of Cthulhu solo adventure. So you can come and see me
Is
on
there
Friday.
anything tomorrow night?
Well, tomorrow is going to be some video gaming on my channel at 6 p.m. And I believe if certain people are free and I can get my virtual machine to work, then we'll be doing a little bit of vampires.
Sweet. All right. doing a little bit of vampires is one of Simon's favorite hobbies. How are
Simon's
you?
always doing this stuff.
He's doing so many
Yeah.
things.
You're conflating hobbies with work.
It's
Um,
important to love
because I am paid to play with vampires.
So we've just learned that Simon is
a
a
vampire
gigolo.
prostitute.
Just admitted
Oh.
it. Just admitted it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, of course. I've been streaming for like 5 years. Haven't I made that clear yet?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I am the TTRPG ho.
Is
But
that your
like,
your new Twitch handle? That TTRPG ho.
oh my god.
You have a rebrand again. Do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Would that I change my username right now, but some people follow me and I can't have them see this.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm Simon at Wondering DM at that TTRPG ho. But yeah, I apologize for all the coughing in your ear tonight. Hopefully this will stop very, very soon. So moment that I love today, the whole fucking secret tunnel that ended up with the murder of yet another old person.
Yes. Style is bad for old people. But let's not retire here.
I swear, like, the general's not gonna make it.
No, he's not.
Like, that's the thing. It's Bardon Mill's population, whatever, but like average
It's all under
lifespan,
60.
55. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we are the place that skewed the whole like old timey lifespan
Yeah.
thing that people, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But people didn't live past 40 years old in Bardon Mills, you mean?
That's correct. You die.
So yeah, no, that was great. The murder, but also the whole like nightmare sequence before that. I was really like wondering where this was all going. I was like, is this like common like mass hallucination or like what the hell is going on? Or is that just Anselm again? Living in the walls of the Chumley estate. Yeah, you can find me over on my channel on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern for Scion, Birth of the New Gods. And then on Monday, on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the second episode of our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicled Montreal by Night. That was just Trooper will be there. It was very, very fun. The first session was amazing. People already hate the guts of one NPC.
Nice.
Who spoke like 2 lines. So
Nice.
That's amazing. And then, of course, tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. on the channel, I'm not going to be on camera, but I'm producing a show called Hill County Horror, which is a horror game using the Quietus system that takes place during a peach festival in the hills of Texas. That's it. That's it for me. So do that segue with like peach festival and Texas.
Someone who's got great peaches, Nuggetosaurus. How are you?
Oh, you know,
I shouldn't have said anything.
You'd think after like 6+ years I'd be used to this, but it gets me every time. I'm Nuggetosaurus.
You had a really nice
play...
one at the beginning of the game.
I did. We were on such a good track there. I'm Nuggetosaurus. I play Harriet Altringham, Hattie Sedgwick. I said it during the break, but I'm so glad that I get to play with these people. This game is absolutely bonkers, and I love it, and I'm here for every single twist and turn and every single like ingredient that, you know, is thrown into the pot and then stirred viciously by Trooper. My favorite part. Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you the wall and the secret passage? Did you have that planned before?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
I did. And then when you did, I was like, "Oh, nice."
yeah.
That's why you
Thanks.
said,
Yeah.
"Why'd you read my mind?" That was
That is why I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That
Yeah.
was on my part. That was not planned. I literally came up with that on the seat of my pants because I had none of my stuff planned. I forgot that it was a thing I had to do.
But
But
it
yeah,
was exactly what I had planned. I was like,
yeah,
nugget.
brainwaves.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
It was a blast. I loved it. I loved the whole reveal with Chumley and breaking his arm before he died, which oops, but I don't care. My favorite part, though, I think was just the whole interaction between Roland and Charles, because I don't really think we've had kind of a solid interaction between them in a while. And it was just it was really nice to see how their relationship has kind of developed over the years. I loved it. But yeah, that's me. You can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays playing in our various Dungeons and Dragons games. Mondays I play a magical college student who's obsessed with coffee. And then on Tuesdays, we're going to be starting a new campaign hopefully soon. We'll, have more details about that later.
Yes,
Very
we finished
excited.
last night.
Yes, finished our one shot and the twist was
It was good.
amazing.
It was good.
It was crazy. You can find me here, obviously, on Wednesdays playing this amazing game, and then as well as the occasional Saturday playing Aliens with our dear producer Trev when he comes back to us. So, yeah, that's me. I'm very excited to see what the heck is going to happen next week.
Someone who's super excited to see what the heck's gonna happen next week. Yutsai!
Hello. Though I also probably have some awesome peaches in my fridge. Anyways, hi, I'm Yutsai. I play Charles Way. Had a lot of fun tonight. Right now, the only thing else I'm doing is I will also be part of the Hill County horror game, Quietest System tomorrow. So, if you like a bunch of college kids and one old man trying to figure out what the heck is happening in this creepy town, come stop on by. It'll be a lot of fun. Favorite moments for tonight. I mean, Hattie said it, but I gotta re-say it. Like, I always love I always love talking with Roland as Charles because it's that like tension of being like people who were once intimate but now have moved on to a healthier place. So you still have that like fun background and those old jokes that come up. And anytime I get to throw out a witty comeback, I always feel like, yes, nailed it. Also, in a similar vein, like the sibling relationship between Hattie and Charles, what is my weird brother doing taking an ex to the house, to both of us having a shocking revelation and trying to stick together and trying to and even having a little humor there because we're both just kind of blown away by how shocked we are. Didn't have as much time to interact with Violet this session, but you gotta appreciate the baby. So
Little reversible octopus baby. So cute. And just whoosh, falls away into nothing but adorable. Yes, thank you very much. You all are absolutely wonderful. I will segue to me, baby. My favorite moments was definitely Charles with the axe and giving the friendly wave to his sister, then going in the house, followed by Harriet actually following, and then the staff being like, "Mom, he has an axe. Like, what do we do?" She's like, let me see. And then second, followed by him just chucking the axe out the window once he was done with it. That whole thing.
That was brilliant.
The smell emanating from the walls. I was like, oh no, he died up there. Close, not quite. But we finally got to find out that he was real. And I did also like the Charles Roland conversation. Who is this general guy and what is he all about? Sus.
Just checking up on things.
Yeah, and I also liked just the little moment of Violet and Roland being like, "What do we do? Like, we can't say no. So how do we make the best of this?" It was just a moment of the culmination between last episode of them finally getting happy and then having the nightmares followed by this. It was I found it very interesting development. And I cannot wait for our rumors next week because I know those townspeople have got some hot goss to spread. No, that's a bad segue. We're just gonna go and talk about other things now, like what else you could find here on the channel throughout the week. Tomorrow is, you might be able to find me on Trooper's channel for video games, possibly, I don't know yet. But on Monday, we will be back with the new batch, our Mondays in Exandria game, where we have very exciting new characters that just turned level 3. Oh boy, it's exciting. And then on Tuesday, we'll be playing something. We wrapped up last week, and we don't quite have a producer Trav back yet. And I have overlays I still need to make, so yeah. Do all your own graphic design, folks. It'll stress you out, but be good. So
I mean, if you're a professional graphic designer like you are, otherwise it won't be good. I've seen some of those
okay,
things out there
no,
on the
I've
internet.
seen a lot of them. I'm not
Just
gonna
saying.
say any names, but yeah, I shudder sometimes. I go, why? We won't have that. Instead, next week we'll have the new batch, something fun on Tuesday. I'm not sure if we'll be jumping into Ghosts of Saltmarsh, or if I'll have a fun little one-shot of something going on. We will find out. And then on Wednesday we'll be back here for some rumors, some scandals, some all sorts of fun and spicy things. And oh, who's gonna be at dinner? I forgot to ask this question. Hopefully not this creepy general guy. Well, so he's old, so he probably won't make it till dinner time. So
If he leaves Bardon's Mill, he might not be murdered.
if he leaves now, he might have a life expectancy. Yeah, that's it. That's me. Thank you all so much for watching. Also, for whoever the anonymous donation was from earlier, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And until next time, have fun, play games.